right. Yeah. Nigga, let us sound like it. Telling in the back like it. Tell them all the different in the back like it. You already know what we did it for. Go ahead. Don't get the low. Go ahead. I ain't never been in pussy that nigga wanna keep go ahead, see. And a pop, boom. Boom. Skipping rock, boom. Alright, speaking of popping off, the boy RG3 is outside, like popping off in real life. For those who didn't know, go ahead, Solo with the beats. Hey, you already know what you want. This shit. I'm gonna give a quick pitch, but not that man by the bitch. Let's do it. Bitch, just go ahead, fuck with your boy, cause you go ahead, get that. Damn, smoke you don't want none, cause then the boy come through and you know I'm finna go. Damn, everybody from ATL to the text. You can come on with the boys, we flex. We don't even need no else, no sex. Just trying to get a goddamn money with a check. Come mess with me. These things I'm blessed to be. I don't need these things, cause they're my dogs. Let's go.
I ain't have no faith in you, but you. It turned out all right in the middle. It turned out all right. The dismount wasn't shit, but it turned out like I lost faith in you.
I had to abort mission real quick before I went too far. Well, yeah, guys, appreciate everybody pulling up. Like I said, your boy RG3 is outside expressing his discontent with people that are talking about shit that, frankly,
they done made Carlton mad. They got Oreo upset.
I mean, dang. I don't know where raccoons go when they feel hurt.
He got his Tiger Woods hat on. He's mad.
It feels like it could be the internet. So yeah, I figured we'd chat a little bit about Solo's homeboy RG3. Who,
no, we don't call. Hey man, we don't give uncool niggas cool nicknames. He's not RG3. He ain't been RG3 since his ass got fired from the Washington Redskins. That is Robert Griffin III, and that's what his ass will be referred to for the duration of this program.
Forever.
So he done lost his name, and like that's how bad it got. Like he lost his credit to the point.
Bro, when you go against the community, you lose your community privileges, such as cool nicknames, invites to the cookout, the defense, and the battle and support of the community. You lose access to all of that. So this nigga henceforth and forevermore shall be referred to as Robert Griffin III.
Ugly motherfucker.
And because he's the third, and because his name is Robert, I bet you his middle name Lee. That nigga named Robert Lee Griffin the third.
Lee.
Who put the fuck? Is it Robert E. Lee? Like you like putting them in the Civil War?
It's Robert Lee, Robert Wayne, or Robert James. I guarantee you.
Well,
because he's the third, which means that first Negro, his great grandfather, decided to name his son Robert.
Well, nigga, R. Kelly named Robert.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, bro, ain't been no good Roberts. I don't really think.
It is true. Roberts ain't doing their thing right now, especially
Roberts be questionable at best. Just like I thought. That nigga name is Robert Lee Griffin. I went and looked it up just now. Robert Lee Griffin the third.
Who's the white bitch in the back?
Well, this gets me to the story. So I'm not sure, Solo, how much of this you know about. But let's just kind of, for anybody who's watching, first of all, shout out to anybody watching. You got us on Twitch, YouTube, Spotify, if you're listening, iHeartMedia, all of those things. Shout out to welcome. Oh, real quick, welcome to Ron's IG Live. We finally got Ron's IG Live.
The fan meter going up. We here.
I'm gonna lie, I'm looking at the screen. He's got Ron keeps the IG Live popping, so I got to give him credit for that. But for this, I don't know if everybody is aware of exactly what's taking place.
That was very St. Louis right there. I don't know if everybody are aware.
A word. He needing big words now.
He said, I don't know if everybody will work. I said, well, come on in, St. Louis.
He always got to show his degree. Every day
Turn it on out, St. Louis.
St. Louis.
I'm just saying, like, I don't know if everyone is aware. All right.
There you go. There you go, college. There it is, no college.
Joe College.
Everybody is. But recently, your boy RG3. Robert
Lee Griffin the third.
Griffin, formerly known as RG3, made some comments about how he feels about Caitlin Clark. Now, if you didn't see it, there was a flagrant foul on Sunday, and let's just listen. Like, this is how the young ladies that were actually in the event, they had spoken on what happened. Here's just to give a little bit of context what some of the young ladies said, including Caitlin Clark, who was involved in this.
What happened there?
AB got the tech?
I know. Wait, what?
I got the tech?
I didn't know that.
Oh,
First of
all,
no. I know.
Let's not make it anything that it's not. It was just a good play on the basketball. I'm not sure what the refs saw to upgrade it, and that's up to their discretion after watching the initial whatever happened during the play and then whatever happened after. We watch a lot of basketball. It's a take foul to put them at the free throw line or rather give up 2 points. I've watched a lot of basketball in my life. That's exactly what it was. I wasn't trying to do anything malicious. That's not the type of player I am. So, yes, wasn't anything like that. And I went for the ball, and that's clear as day in the replay. You watch it. It shouldn't have been upgraded, but again, that's up to the ref's discretion. But I appreciate AB having my back. I guess I don't even know what she did. I didn't see that.
Well, girl,
have fun paying that fine.
Can I get how? Can you send me?
I got it.
Oh,
No
perfect.
I wonder what happened.
So Caitlin Clark was playing. All right, there's multiple ways to view what's going on, and depending on what side of the opinion aisle you are, you can look at this multiple ways. All right, so Angel Reese, frankly, is justifiably perturbed, to put it lightly, with regard to the way that she was left out of the inclusion of the bump that the WNBA got after her and Caitlin Clark bumped heads in public. Like, they made a rivalry into a vibe. You know what I mean? And all of that, with all of this shit, that shit was popping, bro. That shit was hot. Caitlin Clark goes on to beat some pretty remarkable records. Let's keep it real. But as a result, Angel Reese ends up left out of the formula that people are saying led to the bump in the WNBA. And I think that she's never let that go. I think that she doesn't think that Caitlin Clark is given everybody the big picture with regard to what all happened with the most recent WNBA boom. And I think she carries that. And I think she does kind of look at Caitlin through those eyes. Like, you the bitch that get all the credit for the shit that you are now famous for when it's me that made you famous. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so, yeah, she carries that. Caitlin, I don't think she feels that way. I think Caitlin's like, look, I'm just here to play basketball or blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? But she doesn't realize, like, now there's a whole army of people that literally are thinking that Caitlin Clark represents like the new white hope for the WNBA. And she at first was like, whatever. But then she was like, okay, yeah, W is my name for that shit. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. She's already that person. So now when any of these conversations come about, they're going to be split down those sides. So I say that to say this was RG3 trying to come. Excuse me. I'm sorry. What was his name again, Black Rums?
Robert Lee Griffin III.
Robert Lee Griffin III. My apologies.
Motherfucker.
Robert Lee Griffin III decided he was going to have an opinion about said topic. And I just feel like the way that he did respond to this was interesting. The first thing we saw that he did was he actually posted a tweet about it. The tweet read, Angel Reese said she is a villain, refused to answer questions about Caitlin Clark, and has celebrated flagrant fouls on Caitlin Clark. I'm not helping create anything. Angel Reese is fed into this with her actions. She needs to do better. And he took it even further and decided, I'm going to go even further onto the internet and speak my mind. But tell me if you notice anything interesting about this take.
Now we're gonna get into what RG3 said, and also
Sorry, that's not.
They
his name is
kicked
not
the
RG3.
Leah. So where was this type of reaction last year when Angel Reese got chokeslammed by Alyssa Thomas of the Connecticut Sun? Y'all remember that? She got fouled so hard, they kicked the Leah Thomas out the game with a flagrant 2 foul.
Y'all see anything interesting about this tape that you wouldn't normally see?
I'm distracted with the white girl in the back with the coffee.
Yeah, that's interesting. Do you know who that white woman is, Solo?
Who?
That is his wife. He's got his
Ew,
wife in the
I knew
background
it.
playing-
I knew this nigga tastes like straight up white cupcakes and shit. This nigga
Y'all
right
notice
here.
how she holding the cup, kind of like the white woman on Get Out?
Yeah, what? What?
Whoa! There's a whole thing going on there. And like I was saying before,
She got her knees bent, got her feet. First of all, the hell got her feet on her own furniture. So very disrespectful. Sitting there like, good nigga. That's a good nigga.
Oh my God. Choke me.
See,
Take me, Lord.
one thing I agree with what you said, Vince, is like it or not, Caitlin Clark has been named the new great white hope. See, white people love to grab a white athlete and place them in the top of their hearts, minds, and most of the imagery surrounding their sport of choice. And especially since the white population is dwindling in sports as of late. So they love when I mean, even before Tom Brady left, there was more attention being paid to these new black and new mixed quarterbacks than the white quarterbacks of old. There are far more black athletes in the NBA. There are far more black athletes in the WNBA. So when white people get a mid to good white athlete, they hold them up. They can't even talk about LeBron for talking about Austin Reeves. They can't even talk about the whole Charlotte Bobcats for talking about Dalton Connect. Even when Oklahoma City was playing, they talking about Alex Caruso. You understand what I'm saying? So,
yeah. I noticed that too.
So they try to find a white denizen to be their face for their franchise, for their sport, for their love. So Caitlin Clark, what'd you say?
I was just gonna say that this is the most recent manifestation of this whole thing because this happens
Absolutely
throughout time, right?
But if
Rocky
you notice,
Mary Bird.
if you pay attention, for the last 5 years, there's been a new class of college girls coming out, and less of that class is comprised of white girls. The college sports hasn't been white girl led since the days of Diana Taurasi. So now with the Flages and the Jujus and the Angels that are coming out, what's the other girl that came out with Angel that played for South Carolina? Tall, fine ass girl.
Bo P missed out. Bo P, you love talking with WNBA, and he ain't want to be here today. So it is what it is.
I can't call her name right now, but she was on that championship South Carolina team, and she went into the WNBA. But these are all black women. Asia Wilson, all these black girls that have turned the tunnel into a New York Fashion Week runway. As they walk into these games with these fly ass outfits on, with their 6 feet or better fine asses, and you got to remember that most of the stars in the WNBA are straight now, so that's why the WNBA is becoming more and more marketable. Yeah, because you see how everybody's eyes perked up when we used to think of the WNBA. We used to be like, "Oh, don't nobody want to go watch dyke ball." Because these are all these women who play hard like men, but they can't dunk. So nobody wanted to watch the WNBA. So now you got these girls that have added the finesse game to their bag. They got handles. They mixing them up, and they hitting jumpers like they Steph, and they dating men and marrying men. So it's like there's so much more marketability. So with all this exposure, there just so happened to be this one white girl who was taking over college. named Caitlin Clark. And in the hype, in the midst of the groundswell that has surrounded women's sports, because you got to remember, this is in the hype of ultra feminism becoming marketable. This is when every major corporation has taken a decided effort to be more female and feminine leading in all of their programs and all of their advertisements and all of their new marketing campaigns. All of this was going on at the same time. So what we not finna do is make it seem like Caitlin Clark was single-handedly responsible for all of the new exposure that the WNBA has been getting as of late. No, this thing's been cooking for a long time. And she's benefited because she's the most prominent white face in women's sports, in women's professional basketball as of late. So there's always they never see the villainy that she does. And every time anything is done to her, she's automatically a victim. She exists in that utopian white space that most white women like to live in, where they get to be both the victim and the hero in the same goddamn story.
Well, can I speak on this?
When she throw elbows, when she do dirty plays, when she celebrates or taunts, nobody sees that. Nobody was paying attention when she was doing this in the women's Final Four. But when Angel did it back to her, now all of a sudden it's taunting. So they want to try to create this Magic Johnson, Larry Bird type rivalry between Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. And anytime there's a black versus white, it always gets turned into a good versus evil battle. Because white folks have to vilify the black character in order to justify what's already innately built inside of most of them, which is that ingrained hatred that goes all the way back to when the very first sets of us climbed off of slave ships fucking hundreds of years ago. So they have to paint the black character into the bad guy, which is why Robert Lee Griffin on his tweet pointed out that Angel likes being the bad guy. Now, keep in mind, when it comes to marketing, there's no such thing as bad press. And a lot of people are turning everything into the WWE these days, where you can either be a face or a heel. And you got to either lean in, no matter which direction you go, you got to lean in. If you're going to be a face, you got to lean in and be all good. Everything that you do got to be squeaky clean. You got to be like Tim Tebow. If you're going to be a face. And if you're going to be a heel, then you got to lean all the way into being a heel. You got to be such a bad guy that you become a jackass, like what they tried to do with Draymond Green. This is why Draymond Green pointed out, I'm sick and tired of them always painting me out to be the angry black man.
Wow.
I play 82 games a year. I've had a career that has lasted longer than a decade, which means I've played hundreds of basketball games. Yet every time y'all want to paint me out to be a certain pitcher, y'all grab the same 12 clips of when I've
we like to welcome T back
done a dirty foul. You know what I'm saying? Y'all want to show the 12 times in which I punch, kick, trip, choke, done all of these things that are considered angry black man things. But y'all don't show the other 800 fucking basketball games I've played where I ain't did none of that shit.
None of it, nigga. Not a damn.
Y'all didn't show where I was in the Olympics and I was serving as a goodwill ambassador for this fucking country. Y'all don't show when I go on TV and I flex my Michigan State fucking degree and I show y'all how articulate and well dressed I can be. Y'all don't like to see that part of Draymond Green. Even though I've allowed my gray hair to come in so that y'all can respect my grown manness as I elevate into the last years of my professional basketball career, y'all still love playing niggas and portraying niggas out to be the thug.
Thugging.
And that's what they doing with Angel Reese. They trying to make her out to be the fucking thug so that they can make Caitlin Clark the fucking victim. The victim of this bigotry. you got this big black angry nigga bitch that keeps putting her hands on this lily white infallible white woman, and all she want to do is play basketball. And you got this fucking gangster bitch with one leg sleeve that's always throwing her hands up and always making angry faces. You know, they can't stand to see a black woman that ain't smiling.
And there's a great possibility that bitch could get some dick. Listen.
Yo, what the fuck? What kind of segment? All right, real quick, Solo.
I gotta say,
I want to
Solo. We got people on the line, man. Just because you married don't mean you get to scare the hoes.
Not the hoes. Look, Solo got to take. We want to definitely get into Solo's take real quick.
Don't change the picture. That picture scaring the hoes.
Yo, but we definitely gotta listen, man. I'm sorry, but light skin has entered the room, so we have to address the that is now on the screen. What's going? Do you see?
Oh shit! Speaking of scaring the hoes, it's a ghost.
You ever see somebody blend into the background so easy? Like paint resistance. Go ahead, homeboy.
Hey, that nigga that had that facial hair and that hat, I swear to God, we was looking at a pencil drawing on the wall.
Don't let that nigga say that.
Man, y'all cannot upset my shit, bro. I'm on vacation.
Nobody can.
I'm out here. Listen, I'm out here in the sunny. I'm on a golf course. I'm overlooking 18 holes right now. Nigga.
You a fucking lie. You a goddamn lie. And don't nobody believe you. Ain't no way you somewhere sunny and ain't getting none. Pale ass nigga. Go outside.
Nigga, I'm about to lie, nigga. Hold up.
Nigga, so happy to
Maybe you get better Wi-Fi.
Hold up. Hot spot.
Don't tell me I ain't overlooking 18 holes, nigga. 18 motherfucking holes, nigga. Don't tell me I ain't looking at it.
Where the hole?
Hey, that is a screened-in porch. That is a screened-in porch, nigga. Go your light ass outside.
Yeah, goddamn right. All that shit.
All right. Well, welcome, Ghost Sky.
Get closer to the Wi-Fi. Get closer to the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, go sit by the router. Be still, nigga. Go sit by the router.
Look. That's by design. They like, look, you shouldn't be on no mechanical devices out here when you got all of this shit. So yeah,
exactly. Exactly. They don't even want you watching Netflix.
Not even.
I really want to hear your take on the subject, Ty, since you're getting here now. Thank you. Welcome to today. But Solo, I recall, I think you also had a take on this. So won't you go ahead and let us know
Could you run the tape?
Can
you run the tape? Please run that beautiful bean footage.
Okay. All right, we'll go ahead and get the footage. All right, let's talk.
First, I want to go to the fight. Because y'all didn't notice a lot of things happen in that little scrap. Y'all ain't see. That's what I wanted to point out. Now,
you want to actually watch the actual
the actual video. Because you're looking at the picture that y'all see right now with my boy Robert. All of his awards and everything is behind him. Everything he don't got his trophies. He got Dragon Ball Z.
All his Little League trophies.
Yeah, everything. And his main trophy is the white bitch sitting next to him. That's his main trophy. And
y'all don't peep that imagery.
Yeah, do y'all peep he did that on purpose? There's another chair on the right with nobody sitting there. That means he did this on purpose.
Yeah, man, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, this is like there's some devious shit going on.
Now let's go to the actual.
I didn't expect that out of you right there, Solo, man. Shit, hey,
boy. Yeah, but you was doing so good, dog. You was doing so good, nigga. I say nobody better not come on the show and fuck without Malcolm X in this bitch. This nigga. This nigga will pull the black power out of your ass.
You gonna leave me hanging, ugly ass boy?
No, nigga, hell no, nigga, here it is. Bow. Everybody give the black head, and we all
so this is the play.
That's some good shit. That's some good shit.
All right.
Okay, so if you watch the play very well, we wind it. Okay. right here, when she going up, old girl hit her. Look how she walk away real quick. I don't want none of this. I don't want none of this. Because she was trying to get her to hit her from behind and get kicked out the game and look at the bully, just like he was saying. If you really look at what he was saying and watch the actual action of this, now she getting up talking shit, but old girl already knew.
Let that keep running. Let that keep running.
Let that run, bro. Look at it. Look at how she, and then she look.
Old and girl the first person to come stop her is a big old nigga.
Nigga. Come back to the plantation, nigga. That's what she was saying. You got to come back and work with us.
Look Lord knows, Angels. Okay. Don't use hits, my white lady.
No. Hold on. Let me pinpoint something here. Like this moment right here, when she went to the ground, right? She first realized, oh shit, I done got fouled. And then she turns around and realizes, oh, it's this bitch. You know
yeah. Exactly.
You know, and she was like, oh, this is happening finally. And Caitlin's like, no, it's not. No, it's not.
It's not happening.
You know but see, if you go through Caitlin Clark's season last year, she did this same shit. Not when playing against Angel Reese, but when playing against other players, she would do dirty moves. So again, this is what I was talking about earlier. They would always highlight any dirty contact, any street ball that Angel Reese would do, but turn a blind eye when Caitlin would do that shit.
To your point.
That's right. So that makes sense. If you look at it, she pretty much get look at this one. Look at this. Let's go back. That ain't one.
To your point. There's a couple things to watch here. All right. Well, this ain't happening to Angel.
Nah, they're just like bitches getting dropped.
But then the next one, watch this is Caitlin.
So
this is when she had got fouled by Angel. Bam!
Oh,
like, I'm gonna take your whole head off right quick. Know what I'm saying? So it might be a little bad blood, as Swifty would say, but boom! You see how Angel Reese is like, man, that's my girl, that's my dog. Fuck them hoes.
Whoop that trick. Beat that trick. Whoop that trick.
So
because see, one thing we not privy to is what's being said on that goddamn court.
That's part two. Well, I'll tell you what's being said on the internet. RG3 has opinions, and as we already
you got one more time to call that nigga.
Yeah, one more time.
Robert,
this shit is over, man.
Robert, my bad. Robert has an opinion, and he even brought a hype woman to help him illustrate his point. So once again, back to the well, and let's see what he's talking about.
Action was different because of who did it, and there is a lot of history there with Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. You guys remember last year when Angel Reese celebrated Kennedy Carter getting that flagrant foul on the hip check against Caitlin Clark? You remember that?
Girl just
on the sideline, just baby, get her, you get her.
Yeah, the answer is yes, Solo. The answer is yes. She's not only in.
What the fuck?
Can we take a second to just talk about?
She in the back like, yup.
What? Now hold on, because I love the rabbit hole that this goes down is so rich and so beautiful. We have to go down this rabbit hole.
Let me
ask a married man on the panel. Let me ask another married man on the panel. I know Solo and I are married, but Ty, you are a married man of years. What is the message that is being conveyed by having the wife in the background here, in your opinion?
I mean, it's pretty obvious. I mean, RG3 supports white women.
Hey.
What?
Hey, man, it's not tough. Like RG3's behavior. This is typical of RG3.
He doesn't know.
We don't give. Ty wasn't here. We don't give uncool niggas cool nigga nicknames.
Nah,
he is no longer referred to as RG3.
Not ever.
Oh, he's still
when niggas doing things that are against the black community.
Robert Lee.
He is now called by his government name, Robert Lee Griffin III.
Yeah, he ain't even Robert. He Roberts with the hard R.
Yeah, Robert Lee.
Pussy ass nigga.
Well, my point is we stopped listening to Robert Griffin III. You know what I'm saying? We stopped listening to that nigga a long time ago. It's true. This history between Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese has been going back.
Since you had
championship, but Caitlin Clark was the talk of the town.
That nigga Wi-Fi on vacation.
I
Feelings
love it.
in regards to that because since Ozzy and Sue Bird have been looking for a great white hope. They always are looking for a great white hope in the women's college basketball.
100%.
Last year it was what was her name?
Caitlin?
Paige Beckers. No. It was Paige Beckers. Paige Beckers was the great white hope, and she accomplished what Caitlin Clark couldn't accomplish, which was
#1 draft pick
and winning the national championship. So the thing about this Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark beef is it was magnified by the fact that when Caitlin Clark came out of college, she was already pronounced to be the best scorer of all time, despite those records being held by a black woman. You know what I'm saying?
Quick question. What was that around the time when she broke? Whose record did she break? She broke it was like the most points, the most threes, or I forgot what it was, but there was she had
most threes. She has the most threes.
Right, most threes. Yeah. She had broken this record, and that kind of, I think, propelled her a little bit, but to an extent that I believe it was a little, it was like, all right, you get it, but there's a lot of records that have been broke. But anyway, I'm just trying to recall when that happened on the timeline between her, the beef with Angel Reese, her, and being drafted now with the Fever. Like, where along that line, the timeline, does that fit in? I mean, just help me understand.
Okay, so to answer the first question, the first part of that question, so Lynette Woodard, what has the most, who has the most points in women's college basketball? That what happened was there was a discussion as though Caitlin Clark was just this phenomenon that no one had ever seen before. And discrediting Lynette Woodard's efforts for accumulating the most points in college basketball. That's where the conversation really started. Then as the March Madness started, and I forget what school Caitlin Clark even played for. I think it was Iowa or something like that. I'm not sure. But as the tournament continued and whatever team she played for, started to move in the direction of the national championship, that discussion started to get more, more and more coverage. When that started to happen, Angel Reese and the LSU Tigers was blowing out everybody. They was beating everybody's asses. And there was no coverage in regards to what they were doing. Everybody was over here focused on Caitlin Clark and her pulling her team up, through the playoffs and not the playoffs, but through the March Madness and making it to the finals. Well, what happens is they make it there, and LSU spanks their ass just like they was spanking everybody else's ass. And then in that moment when the celebration and the discussion should be about how well LSU played this year and was able to accomplish what they accomplished, the conversation was, oh, whoa, Caitlin Clark, oh, we're so sorry she wasn't able to accomplish her goal of winning the national championship.
Come on, talk today.
Woe is me. Well, and as a player who played for that team, I would absolutely feel some type of way when y'all are out here giving exposure to the girl we just spanked. And
They
y'all
talk
not-
more about Caitlyn losing than Angel winning.
And
Angel
Angel has been vocal. Angel has been vocal her entire career. Angel Reese has always been vocal. But as soon as she started making comments about Caitlin Clark, then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, she becomes this aggressive black woman. Oh, she's so aggressive, and she's just so this woman has been talking like this her entire career. Her, Flage, they all been very, very vocal. So it's like when they started making comments about the fact that they should be getting their light and their shine, but y'all talking about Caitlin Clark, then all of a sudden it became the Caitlin Clark hate show. It became the Caitlin Clark hate show. All right, fast forward. NBA draft. Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark, top draft picks, go to their prospective teams. Caitlin Clark, when she gets to her prospective team, they don't really play her ass. They like really they
didn't like her.
They giving it. I don't know if it was a light thing.
Yeah, she came there believing that she was better than them.
I don't know what it was. All I'm saying is
we can't speak to their attitude because we wasn't in the locker room and we wasn't at now practice. What we do know is she rode that goddamn pine for the majority of the season.
That's right.
Until the public started to make an outcry of like, put Caitlin in, let Caitlin play.
Fuck that bitch.
Yeah.
All right. Well, ultimately, this. Oh, where you finished time? I bet.
Talk time.
Yeah, more through that season. Angel Reese, by the way, started. She started every game, and also broke the rookie record for double doubles for a rookie. So while Caitlin Clark
and if I had a better layup percentage, she'd have fucked around and had triple doubles.
And she probably would.
That is a possibility. That is a possibility. Now, with all of that being said, Caitlin Clark, like Black Ron alluded to, the fans are scrambling and rumbling about the fact that she's not getting no play. So they finally give her play, and to her benefit, she starts putting up good numbers, starts getting double doubles with assists and points, starts doing things in the league. My point is, these are two very good players. I'm not going to take anything away from either of their games. The problem with this is, just like the college basketball for women's, the WNBA is also in search of the Great White Hope. They like the league. Listen, they're not the only ones. The NBA is also exposed to this same thing. It's just that they have yet to find that person until Jokic. Jokic now is the face of the NBA. He is. There's no question about it. There's no question about it. There's absolutely no question about it. You could have questioned it maybe 2 years ago, but there's nobody
wins MVP 4 times in a row unless the league is trying to make them the most valuable face.
Yeah, and the difference between Jokic and all of the other players that the NBA, the WNBA, the college basketball have tried to make into the face of the NBA is Jokic's numbers actually speak to that. This man is a center averaging a triple-double. Like, not only that, he done broke all kinds of records. And
he don't jump a 3 feet, 3 inches off the ground.
Don't jump. Right. One of the most non-athletic.
They can't do shit with him, no, bro. Just like motherfuckers couldn't do shit with Larry Bird. They say Larry Bird was slow, and niggas couldn't do shit with him.
Couldn't do nothing with him.
Bird could jump off the ground.
They said Dirk couldn't jump. And Dirk still had 40,000 points. When you can't do shit with him, you can't do shit with him.
I agree with all that, but at the end of the day, this nigga can't jump 3 inches off the ground.
Well, does he need to? Sound like he's doing fine without no vertical.
He doesn't need to. No, not when you're averaging what he's averaging.
If he could jump, he'd fuck around and be scary.
If he could jump, the league would find a way. If he could jump, the league would find a way to take away all of his pieces that help him do that, because it would be unfair to the rest of the league. So what I really wanted to talk about today was the fact that I think a lot of this is getting blown out of proportion because of the history between these two players. The foul was a hard foul. That's it. It was a hard foul. It wasn't a move like I'm going to the rim and I'm going to clothesline you. That's different. Like, it's a hard foul. Angel Reese is, I think, 6'9" or 8 or something like that. She's pretty tall. And
no,
she's
not.
No, she's not. I don't think she's that tall.
She's not 6'8".
Nowhere near.
Hell no.
Man, I told you I wanted to have her baby.
How tall is she?
Bro, Angel Reese and Angel Wilson about the same fucking height. They like 6'2", 6'3".
Asia's taller than what you call it.
Angel's
What?
6'3".
6'3".
She's 6'3", like I fucking said.
All right, so she's 6. So she's like 6'3". I think Caitlin Clark is how tall?
About 6'2".
I'll tell you in a second.
She about 6 feet easy.
I'm about to say she can't be no 6'3", 6'2".
But
But my point is at the end of the day, one plays a guard position, one plays a forward position or center position. So one's body is different than the other. So if I go to say smack down on Angel Reese's hands as she goes up to shoot the shot, it's a good chance that Angel Reese is strong enough to go through my pack and make the shot. What a hard foul is it makes sure that the player doesn't get that end one. That's it. That's what that was. That was a hard foul. Now, because Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese have a history, it magnifies that play into something that we want it to be. And what I'm saying is, I think when Caitlin Clark made the foul, it was just a hard foul. But because Caitlin Clark reacted, I mean, not Caitlin Clark, but Angel Reese reacted the way she reacted because of the history between these two, then it magnifies into something else. When I heard Solo say a fight, we got to be careful about this fight word that we use every time basketball players get into a scrum. It's not a fight. There's no punches thrown. No one is walking out or leaving off bloody. Like nobody is breathing hard because they was
ain't
just
no
tussling.
fist ball up.
It's no fist ball. There's no fight there. There's a hard foul, and then Angel Reese like, oh, you bitch, you know I already hate you. I get it. I get it. But that's not what we're trying to make it into as being commentators and sports analysts. It's not a fight. What?
Okay, not a fight, agreed. And there's a lot of non-fights going on in sports.
Yes.
I don't know if that's a new thing. There's a lot of running to the scene and watch and a lot of getting it. So, but with regard to the Caitlin Clark thing, you said something that I disagree with a little bit. You said that we're making more out of it than is to be made. I think that some of us are speaking for Angel Reese, like the way she felt in that moment. I think that's the part that's the frustrating part, because Angel Reese is acting out of the frustration that she has about the situation. So I think when Ryan Clark's speaking on it, he's coming from her perspective, like, hold the fuck up. I know the bitch that I made famous didn't just push me in the back. You know what I'm saying? I know that's not what just happened to me. You know what I'm saying? So I get what you're saying, but I don't think that we're making something out of nothing. I think that we're trying to translate exactly what's happening in this moment. And I think one of the things that's getting Robert Griffin the third a little bit of shade in this particular moment is the way he responded is almost completely devoid of the sensitivity that this issue has for Black women specifically, especially them now becoming a predominant factor in the WNBA. So for him to use this moment to come into the room and give a clap back with this woman in the background, sitting there holding tea like she's watching a Lipstick Alley podcast or some other dumb shit, like this is a bunch of spilt tea. Like, I feel like most Black women have the right to be like, what exactly?
Let me tell you what Robert guilty of. Robert Lee guilty of 4 major infractions. Number 1, Robert Lee is guilty of having your woman in the workplace, because from the other clips that I went and looked up online, you don't really have your old lady sitting in the background like that. Number 2, Robert Lee is guilty of a man getting in women's business. Women online been talking for a while now about niggas talking out of turn on shit that regards females. Female on female business is not somewhere where a man needs to be weighing in. Infraction number 2. Infraction number 3. You a black man speaking down on black women to the delight of white women and white people. And that's the one I'm gonna focus the most on. But number 4, and this is the most egregious, you doing it in public.
Ooh.
Like Ty said a minute ago, we've been knowing that Robert Lee Griffin III is a coon. A good Friday night fiddling, front porch lemonade stirring, Sunday evening soft shoeing, yes I miss days, and here's how comes boss, wide-eyed, big mouth coon. We've been knowing this for a while. Ever since the nigga was playing professional football and could never get his skin together. You bumpy face bastard. We knew you wasn't shit when your braids wouldn't grow, hoe ass nigga. You had them same fuzzy ass Jim Jones braids for 6 seasons, and you never had no hang time on your shit. We knew then that you wasn't no type of nigga that we could really fucking rely on. You injury prone hoe. But I'ma say the shit that niggas been wanting to say to you. Niggas seem like soon as you got the Nike deal, you stopped playing football good, bastard. You bumpy face hoe. You wasn't good at Baylor, really and truly, bitch ass nigga. But because you was a nigga and you was the captain of the white team in the time when black quarterbacks were being called unintelligent and not able to pass the Wonderlic test, and even though we could throw, we didn't have pocket stability. We ran around and we scrambled too much. You know, all the same things that they looking for in today's quarterbacks. Well, when Robert Lee was a motherfucking quarterback, black quarterbacks were being vilified for that shit. And you benefited from black folks speaking up for black athletes at major white institutions in predominantly white positions, like the quarterback. And you benefited from that, you bumpy face bastard. And you went to Washington and you had a ho-hum ass career there. And then you got your bitch ass traded and you became a journeyman all around the league. And we always wondered, who doing Robert Graves? Why is he on national TV? His shit always look like that. And that's when we found out that your bitch ass had a white wife. And ever since then, nigga, we ain't really been fucking with you like that. And yeah, now you got a job on Saturdays where you analyze college football because that's the last time you had any modicum of greatness. So we let you do your thing on college football. But you low-key done lost all the muscle mass that you had when you was an athlete, and you look weird. You was a lanky-ass, Steve Urkel-looking ass nigga on TV. And a couple years ago, you had the top braids with the little man bun faded in the back and shit. And that shit still was a struggle ass hairstyle. Until you get a black woman in your fucking life, one that can at least style your fucking clothes and hair, nigga, you ain't got shit to say to us, Robert Lee Griffin III. And how dare you open your motherfucking mouth with that white woman that you call a trophy behind you amongst all your other white accolades and validations, sitting behind yourself, talking shit in public about a black woman, and then you cast aspersions on her like she's some sort of big bad fucking wolf. When the truth of the matter is, this woman, like all the other brothers on this fucking podcast have already said, came into the game starting when the white woman you defended rode the bench like how you ride dick, hoe ass nigga. I'm gonna go on and say it. You said that when that other black woman fouled her, she laid there and didn't do nothing. Run the clip back. If you'll notice, this woman got clotheslined in midair, landed on her neck and shoulders, and then rolled onto the fucking floor, while the person that fouled her proceeded to walk off like she didn't do a goddamn thing.
Not a damn
now,
thing.
nigga, you played football. There's a difference between being tackled and having your motherfucking bell rung.
FP did it.
Maybe it's possible that woman that fouled her in midair and knocked her down onto her fucking back and shoulders, knocked the wind out of her ass.
That's right.
She couldn't get up and immediately address the situation with her hands. By the time she had her wits about herself, the moment had passed, and if she would have got up and did something aggressive like that, she would be the big, bad, angry black woman that you're trying to play out to be. But in the moment that Caitlyn fouled her, that was a simple foul where she was able to pop right the fuck back up. And as soon as she turned around, she said, hey, goddamn, my whole career, motherfuckers been knocking me to the ground. Not just them two instances, but every motherfucking game she played, goddamn ground. And I be damned if the motherfucker who keep on throwing a rock and hiding her hand is the one who fouled me yet again. Bitch, you know I split your shit wide open on TV. On TV, and all they had was a little bitty pushing and shoving match, just like any other football game. And just like Ty said, they try to mischaracterize and blow it out of proportion like Angel is the motherfucking villain. But it's niggas like you, Robert.
Niggas like you, Robert. Ugly
when Ryan Clark called you out and told you where you was wrong, you tried to make it seem like he was talking about your wife and talking about your marriage. See, it's niggas like you that I hate, that always try to deflect and change the point. Like when you get on the motherfucker ass, and then all of a sudden they want to talk about your tone of voice or your language selection.
Don't do it.
Like when you get on the motherfucker ass, and now they want to talk about the time and place or the fact that there's people watching. Like when you get on the motherfucker ass, and then they want to bring up the fact that we at work or we at church. No, motherfucker. Let's address the fact. Let's address what happened, not just my response. And Robert Lee Griffin, what you have done right now is a major infraction against the black community. And we giving you your marching papers. Since you want to be with white folks so bad, go and be with them then, bitch ass nigga. Tell your
black
ass.
Card has been revoked. Your black card has been revoked, you ugly black motherfucker.
Frog-eyed, funny face ass little boy.
I smell you all the way here.
How many kids they got together? You like that little white bitch.
I bet he like a whole bunch of cheese.
No, I'm gonna show him what it's like when a nigga talking about your wife and your family. Pull up how many kids they done got together, because I guarantee you his wife ugly.
I gotta go. Goddamn it.
All right. Well, hold up. Let me sound off real quick. But I think that your comment coming from the room of Black Ronathan, he's getting some comments in his live. We've got Nuquan says, yo, and then somebody says, who's doing your braids? I think he's talking about Robert though. All right. Oh, you can see it. Okay, you can see it. Okay, cool. Oh yeah, I'm gonna pull it up. I'll pull it up. Don't worry, I'm gonna pull it up. I fucking love this word talents, wordplay, linguistics. Shout out to you, Newman, if you still watching. Motherfucker love to get a white wife and get mad when a motherfucker tell you about your wife. Okay, I see you, asthmatic. All right. Bahia says, I don't like ugly and black. Same sentence. Fair. Black is beautiful, but sometimes people bear their ugly souls in public, and some of us black folks got to speak on it. And this, I believe, could be one of them instances because, like we discussed, Robert Hard R. Was here bearing his soul in front of his milk of magnesia. And as he's doing all this, he's feeling himself. And he got a whole audience in the back. You know what I'm saying? And for you to be completely tone deaf to realize for me, this is a message. I don't know about y'all, but for me, it's a message. Okay, all right, we'll get into it. You really want to see, and there's more where that came from too, Black Ron. Okay, all right, Ron, I'm on it, man. I'm on it. So in addition to that, now the follow-up for this, I thought was pretty remarkable because it came from, as we've already mentioned, Mr. Clark, Ryan Clark, who in this moment is coming across like the black hero we've all wanted for this particular moment. And he was able to read. Now, before I get to show Mr. Clark's retort, I think Black Ron wants me to show RG3's family. Robert Griffin III's Jr.'s family. So we'll go ahead and we'll do that now. So here is the unveil. Are you not entertained?
How y'all doing?
what is going on right now? What just happened? So
this my son. He a sports analyst. He wants.
This is yo, what's going on, fam? Yo, you look grown as hell.
Jason Jones.
Yes.
That Lolo. That Lolo. That solo look. That little solo. That Lolo.
Yeah, my name is Jason Jones, and I get it.
I got a question for y'all, man.
Oh,
what's up, nephew?
Who y'all got for the finals, man?
Man, you and your daddy with that changing the subject shit. Boy, that is your fucking son. God damn, that's your goddamn son. Oh shit!
Look, Black Ron, the same cadence and everything. He's like, yo,
I'm talking about same voice and everything. Hey, you and your ugly ass daddy. Let me tell y'all something. You must have went to the same high school he graduated from, where they don't teach active listening. You gonna pay attention to what the fuck we talking about first, and then when we get to talking about the finals, then jump in with that shit. We talking about Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark and Ryan Clark and Robert Lee Griffin III right now. Michael Jackson.
I'm surprised he didn't come in and be like, "Hey, I just came to say I agree with Black Ron." You know?
I don't know nothing about the situation. I got to do my research. I got to do my homework.
Oh, well, listen, young man. I mean, look, you know what? I don't know. Honestly.
See, no. This is a teachable moment.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Come on.
This is a teachable moment. See, to the young people out there, Gen Z, Gen Alpha, if ever you are granted access and a seat at the table when Unc Nim is talking, the first thing you do, just like that young man did, you come in, you speak, you acknowledge Unc Nim. What's up, nephew? Hey, Unc, what's going on? And then you get you somewhere and sit down, hush, absorb information. That way, when Unc Nim turn to you, now you can flex that young intellect and inquisitive mind and precocious point of view. That's when you become a valued member of the conversation. But the first thing you must do, young people, is come in and hush so you can know what the fuck going on.
That's fact.
It's better to be silent and only thought a fool than to open your mouth and sound like your dad.
Fact. It's better to be a light than in the dark.
Come on, and you light as hell. Ain't shit dark about you. So you might as well enlighten yourself.
Enlighten up yourself. Well, all right, let me do this then. All right, for the sake of the combo, Solo Son, what do we call you?
J-So.
J-So. All right, J-So, are you aware of Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark?
Well, I'm aware they're like back and forth that they've been having since their career started. Yeah.
Are you aware of the flagrant foul that?
Oh yeah. Back then with Angel Reese, and then she clapped back in the last game that happened like 2 days ago. Yeah.
Right. So what do you think about that flagrant foul from Caitlin Clark? Was it loaded with anything in the background, or was she just fouling, or was it a simple foul? What's your thought on that?
She definitely had to like make her statement. I feel like, you feel me? Like, yeah. In her beginning of her career, they all made it like a thing to push her around. If y'all noticed in all the games, like everybody thought Caitlin Clark was just a pushover. Like, oh, she ain't got no weight on her to be in this league. You feel me? She's just shooting threes like they did Kurt. You feel me?
Hot take.
And Angel Reese was one of the main ones doing it too, to be honest. Like, because she felt like she was also the face of the league, to be honest. She actually made it clear in a couple of her interviews, but nobody took it serious. But
so J-So, am I hearing that there's a part of you feel that Caitlin Clark has been inappropriately treated or mistreated
by the players? For sure. Yeah. They was roughing her up her first year. It was roughing her up bad.
Okay. Do you think that Angel Reese is completely wrong for feeling that perhaps she's not been given enough credit for some of the rising popularity of the WNBA, and is a little bit, maybe I don't want to use the word jealous, but maybe resentful of the fact that all of it seems to go to Caitlin Clark?
I mean, she's a part of the agenda, threes. You feel me? Now let's think about Angel Reese. We don't think about a 3-point shooter when we think about Angel Reese. We think about rebounds. She gets her rebounds. She'll miss 3 shots and get the board every time and get to the line. Free throws. Okay. You feel me? So we think about Caitlin Clark. What you think about? Threes. She can shoot it from the park a lot. But true. That's just what the NBA is. The WNBA is going to push. And Angel Reese not caught up to that. She's not going to catch up to that. We've seen her jump shot. We've seen it.
All right, to that point, because I was listening to Jay So, and that's a fair assessment. But I think the part that's not being talked about is, well, I'll give you an example. When LeBron came to the league, there was already a pre assessment of his talent and what he was going to be for the NBA. And when he came to the league, all of the veterans, all of the people that were in the league already also heard these pre-assessments, also heard that they had already anointed him King James. So he had to also deal with, quote unquote, being pushed around. But what he did was he showed up, which is what someone who's pre-assessed to be the king should do. That's the same thing.
Oh, Caitlin heard him. He put them goons out on his Wi-Fi.
Was also pre-assessed to be the savior of the WNBA. Those were the words that were used to describe Caitlin Clark's impact on the WNBA before she played her very first game. And so when she came in the league, all of the veterans, all of the people that came before her heard the same discussions. So they came at her as someone who has been labeled the savior of the league. So when she got there and these players were on her ass and she wasn't performing, the coach sat her down and let her sit on the bench to kind of calm that, to calm all of that pre-assessment data that came in. That was for her own safety. Because if they would have put Caitlin Clark out there in the very first game, and every defender in the league is going to be like, give me her. Put me on her. We're going to show you are not the face of the league, the savior of the league, any of those things. Because, and that's what you have to do in Caitlin Clark's defense. You have to step up and be what they anointed you to be. So if you want to, you can't go through college and have everybody talking about how you the greatest shooter of all time. Because remember, people wasn't talking about Steph like that till Steph got to the NBA and proved that he was the greatest shooter of all time. We saw what he could do at
Davidson.
We saw what he could do at Davidson. No. We're talking about Steph. Steph played for Davidson. So my point is that we saw what he was potentially capable of as far as scoring, but we never knew that he was the greatest shooter of all time, or going to be the greatest shooter of all time. Caitlin Clark, she was already anointed the greatest shooter of all time coming out of college. So when she came to the league and you already had this notion that she's going to be the savior, because that's what I'm telling you, this is what the headlines were. The savior. Yo, that is a shot to the Maya Moores. That's the shot to the Cynthia Coopers. That's the shot to the
Asia Wilsons, to the Candace Parkers, to the Sinead.
And not just the black women, to all the white women that came before her too. The Sue Birds, the Diana Taurasi, come on, man. This is what you signed up for, Caitlin Clark. This is what, and if you didn't sign it up for you, then talk to your fan base because they signed you up for it. So,
and that's what I said. Like it or not, you are the white people's choice. Just like when when White Chocolate was in the NBA, as black as he felt in his soul, as cool with black folks as he thought he was, as ingratiated into black culture as he assumed he had been, he was still White Chocolate. He was still white people's choice. I mean, you take cats like Luca and Nicola now, they by all intents and purposes, by all testimonies from their teammates, some cool ass white boys. You look at Schottenstein and Chet Holmgren for OKC, they some swaggy acting ass white boys, but they still some white boys. You know what I'm saying? What separates Pat McAfee from every other NFL sports analyst?
You gonna go there right now?
I mean, we on the subject, so we might as well go there. Every other black NFL analyst that was a former player has had to go on TV with a suit and tie on. He has had to show that he is not just some dumb jock. They have to present themselves as articulate, even if they have speech impediments like Shannon Sharp. They have to have all of their facts in a row, and they could never once delve into street speak, ebonics, AAVE, or cursing. Meanwhile, Pat McAfee goes on TV, fucking white beat on, leaning, sitting down, chilling, never facing camera one, no official media training, no articulation, on that motherfucker cussing on AM cable TV like it's no problem in the world, and ain't nobody been like, the FCC needs to take Pat McAfee off the fucking air because he's a white man doing this. Pat McAfee's so fucking popular, most people don't even know what fucking position he held in the fucking NFL. He was a goddamn kicker, a fucking punter, and a placeholder. When have them niggas ever been the most popular niggas in the NFL? Not never.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's
when have they ever been the highest paid niggas on the team? Not never. When have they had the most hoes? Not never. When have they ever got the most money? Not never. When you seen them on the commercials with the NIL deal? Not never.
How old are you, Jaso?
I'm 23.
Okay, I was gonna ask you why you went in school. I ain't gonna lie, like what's going on today, you know. But yeah, man. So just to kind of push this story forward a little bit, because we spent a lot of time on what happened. What I also want to focus on a little bit is the response to what happened. So for those unaware, Ryan Clark did respond to what Robert said. And here's just a cliff note. It says, bruh, you know what it is with me and you. I saved you the entire season on MNF. I urge people to let you be you. Now, this might be jumping ahead a little bit because this is a response to Robert responding to RC's comments, because RC was vocal about how he felt about what Robert was saying. And this is what Robert was told by Ryan Clark.
When you look at it, I think Angel Wilson is the face of the league. Angel Wilson is the best player in the league. Caitlin Clark is the most important player in the WNBA. And a ton of her fandom has come along with some racial bias or some racial pieces to why people love her so much. And so now if you're RG3, when is the last time within your household you've had a conversation about what she's dealing with? You haven't been able to do that because in both of your marriages, you've been married to white women. You haven't had opportunities to have those conversations to educate you on what they're feeling, what Black women deal with, what they're seeing when they think of a young Angel Reese. And the whole time that he's mimicking Angel Reese and bobbing his head and moving his neck while he's doing this whole piece, his wife is in the back, amening and clapping. And so to me, it's just another situation that now this young lady has to deal with.
Just because you don't agree with a sports opinion,
where his wife at?
Off the sport.
That is a great question, Black Ronathan.
When he normally does the fucking show, where his wife at?
Yeah, that's a great question. What she was prominent in the first video, prominently placed with enough room in the background to be seen. This wasn't like, oh, you gonna do your thing.
No, so the first video you play is his latest video. The clip you just played of Ryan talking on the pivot.
Yes,
he was speaking about the video that you got playing now. Where
yes,
there was no Mrs. Griffin III.
No.
As there is no Mrs. Griffin III in most of his fucking podcasts.
Exactly, which begs the question: what was significant about this take that required you to bring your wife in as support, as a prop, as a hype man, as somebody to kind of just back me up in case I'm saying something that I need to show that I've got support for what the fuck I'm saying? Like, that's fascinating. But when you're confronted about it, where is she now? Let's hear what he got to say.
But what that really shows is just how low of a person Ryan Clark is. But Ryan, you crossed the line, man. You made it personal and some. I really believe there should be no space in sports media for personal attacks. I've said it before. But certainly personal attacks against wife and children have always been off limits.
No, when you look at it, I think Angel Wilson is the face of the league. Angel.
Now, I have some opinion about this, but the first
where was the attack?
That was literally the question I was about to ask. Did you hear any attack or did you hear observations? All right, I heard him. Now, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna say that it was right or wrong, but he did assume that because Robert has a white wife, that he has no interaction with other black women. Which
no, that's not what he assumed.
What he said.
That's not what he said, and that's not what he assumed. What he said was, you're out of touch in your personal life because both of your marriages have been to white women.
Correct.
So it is not hard to assume that you don't have any intimate conversations with a black woman as to her current state of mind, plight, or disposition in a moment like that. Because it's not enough to have a black mama or black sibling, female siblings. You have to have a black female lover in order to have a honest and vulnerable conversation with that woman about how she feel about certain things that attack her womanhood, essentially.
It's called pillow talk.
I hear what you're saying.
It's called pillow talk.
You're right about the fact that he has the right to assume that. The statement, however, basically says what I believe for Robert Griffin is that because of his marriages, that he has no place to speak on black women, especially in this. But this was tacky as fucked up. But in that, he's also taking away the possibility that Robert may have other sources. Now, I'm not saying that to defend him, but in that particular instance, I think that that's what Robert is using as fuel for his clapback. That's the point that I'm trying to make here.
I feel you.
As a man who's been married to a black woman, will only ever be married to a black woman, couldn't see anything other than that ever being my reality, I cannot relate to Robert Griffin. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what that's like, and I don't even want to because I chose specifically to avoid that type of construct. So I don't want to.
And that's what Ryan was speaking towards. That's what Ryan was speaking towards, because he was saying if you had a black woman in your life in any intimate space whatsoever, even if it was your mama or your sister, then you would not have been on camera mocking, caricaturizing, working your neck, popping your finger. You wouldn't have painted that black woman in such a bad light, especially in front of your white wife. You wouldn't have done that if you had a black woman that you held near and dear in your immediate life.
Here's the reason why I don't completely agree with that. Because you know the saying, Black Ron, just like I know, all skin folk ain't kinfolk. Right? So he could have a black woman on here that will be just as ignorant as he is. You know what I'm saying? The Herman Cains of the world, whoever that dude was that was running for governor in North Carolina. Like there is a horde of black women that will pretend that they don't know the black experience. Or
Stacey Dash.
Frankly be
Stacey Dash.
Stacey
Dash. And then there's a whole group of black men that came up with a loud and brash and tacky and obnoxious black ghetto mama, and now they feel that all black women are that.
So all I'm saying is, I'm not saying that when Ryan evoked his wife as the potential only source of him, as if it would have been different if he was just with a black woman, I don't think it's safe to assume, but it's not 100% guaranteed, because he could have easily ended up in a whole coon relationship where they both are Uncle Ruckus and both hate niggas just equally alike, although it's less likely. But at the same time, I cannot let go of the fact that you literally had her in your video as a prop, and that makes her off limits. If she's
that's what I was about to say.
Like, it's your
that's what I'm about to say.
Like, you made this happen.
You had her in the fucking video with her coffee cup, nodding his head and amen and clapping. You had this woman playing the background to your fucking video, cuz you brought this fucking heat and microscopic view into your fucking relationship. Because what did you have her there for?
Thank you.
If not to say, see, that's why I ain't married one of you black bitches. That's why I got me a good white woman behind me, because all you hoes know how to do is be angry and violent.
But you know what's so crazy?
That's what you were saying without saying, hoe ass boy.
Pussy ass boy. What's up, Ty? Damn, Ty got caught up mid thought, man. We gonna sit here and I'm gonna let you wear this one, bro. I ain't gonna
Yo, Black Ron alluded to all of this, right? Because what he said was the thing about Robert Griffin III is he's gonna play the same role as a lot of white women play with the microaggressions, where it's like I'm gonna throw this rock and it's gonna hit your window.
Mm-hmm. And if you respond, oh my God, why are you messing with me? You know what I'm saying?
So
I'm calling the police.
Like, I'm gonna call the police because you shouldn't even have that window up. Like, this is the problem. And he's talking about journalists and this should be off limits. What should be off limits is you making a mockery of a news of what this whole thing was. This whole thing was a hard foul against two women. I understand why the WNBA did it. They did it for coverage because a lot of people ain't watching the WNBA games anyway. And one of the things about America is we love drama. Any form of it, any way that it looks, we love drama. We'll tune into drama all motherfucking day. That's why soap operas was so big in 80s and 90s households. I can tell you firsthand because my mom made me record all of the motherfuckers when her ass was at work. So I'm telling you, this is more about the WNBA needing some exposure than it is about Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese. Yes, do we know Angel Reese probably don't like Caitlin Clark? Yeah, I wouldn't like somebody who they done anointed somebody over me who I beat either. If I be like, I'm gonna anoint them over me and I beat them. Like, hold
on. And why is rivalry such a bad thing in women's sports? In men's sports, hold on, I'm cooking right quick. In men's sports, a fucking deep-seated rivalry is the shit that makes legends. Fucking Michigan and Ohio State got a goddamn 100-year goddamn rivalry that leads to them having sold-out games before the season starts. Same with 100%. Texas and OU. Same with Grambling State and Southern University. Same
Florida,
with motherfucking
Georgia,
Alabama, Florida, Georgia. You know, they got these long-standing rivalries. Lakers versus Celtics.
Yep. New York.
Fucking Bulls versus Knicks.
Bird versus Magic. Jordan versus Bird. Jordan versus, come on, man. We've been doing this forever,
Fucking
man. That's
Macho
why
Man Randy Savage versus Hulk, fucking Hulk versus Undertaker.
Coco
Fucking
Beware versus
all right.
fucking Thanos versus the Avengers. Nigga, America loves a good goddamn rivalry. Why?
versus Bubbles, Blossom, and Buttercup.
Why is it that in women's sports? See, the real problem is we're having a conflict between competition and respectability politics. See, competition is nothing ladylike. Athletic competition is nothing ladylike. See, when women's sports first started, they had them hoes out there in actual skirts. They played basketball in actual fucking skirts, tennis and shit with dresses on, my nigga. Because they had to remain ladylike. See, when you had the advent of athletes like Serena Williams, who was gonna grunt, yell, scream, and be fine, she took away everything that it meant to be ladylike. See, when the WNBA, that's why the WNBA never got the exposure in the 90s and the early 2000s. Like I said earlier, there were most of the top athletes in the WNBA were also lesbians, stud lesbians at that, who didn't live a ladylike life. They had a masculine presenting lifestyle, so they wasn't finna do nothing ladylike for your ass on TV neither. Do you remember when they made Team USA and them put on fucking makeup, cuz? Do y'all remember that shit? When they had Cheryl Swoops and Lisa Leslie with red lipstick on before the fucking game started.
These box and all that too, yeah.
Do you remember when Don Imus called the Rutgers basketball team some nappy-headed hoes?
Oh shit!
Why? Because they were an all-black team playing against who? UConn, I believe it was, which was a mostly white-led team. And the way that Rutgers played with the motherfucking headbands on, skin ashy, lips chapped, bitch, we coming out here to play basketball. It was very unladylike. So now you got all of these women in sports that were first deemed to be unladylike that are now getting exposure. And the first ones that are seen as sex symbols are the black ones. Name me a white WNBA star that niggas is talking about they can't wait to take down.
A white NBA star.
You can't.
A white WNBA star.
You can't. Oh. You can't. There's listen. There's a very like Black Ron is making a very fair point because and let me make this very clear. The WNBA has not changed much in that dynamic as far as LGBTQ is concerned. It's still very much prominent in when it comes to women that like women, and that's okay. That's fine, is what it is. But that has not changed. Now, what has changed is there are faces of college basketball in the Jujus and the you know where it's cool to be pretty, you know what I'm saying? And
right,
you know what I mean? There have been women that have come. Maya Moore was a very attractive, very attractive woman who dates not just her. What's my girl who married the NBA player who's a light skinned who's a commentator now with Shaq and them. Damn, and she not
Candace Parker? She got a wife now.
Candace Parker. Now Candace Parker from the jump when she was at Tennessee. Candace Parker always been fine. She always been fine. Niggas
her and Latasha Butts. They had Tennessee on fire, boy.
Oh my God. Yo, so there is.
Hold on, time out. Let's take some time to acknowledge that 2005 women's Tennessee basketball team, cuz.
2005. Okay. Enlighten me, folks. I wasn't on it back then.
I think that was 05 when she played in college.
What you call it? Tamika Holsclaw. I think Holsclaw was
it was her.
Right before,
Natasha Smart, Tasha Butts.
Yeah, they had some lookers. Notre Dame had some lookers. I mean, listen. listen, I'm not trying to get on the
What's the girl named
looks
Cooper? Last name Cooper right now. Got the big old butt playing the NBA. What's her name? Tia Cooper or something like that.
Oh my girl, oh yes, from the Sparks. Oh yes, T Cooper. T Cooper, who
Oh
used
my
to
God.
she used to mess with my man from the Saints, Kamara. Alvin Kamara.
Ooh,
She fine.
she got her OnlyFans booty, boy.
Oh, she fine. T Cooper fine.
Quick question. J-So, you high?
Am I high?
Yes. That's a legitimate question. Are you high?
Duh. For sure.
Boy, you see a nigga over there looking like Sid on Ice Age. Of course he high.
I'm like, yeah.
You know, blow him, my nigga.
Yeah, come on, police ass Uncle Vince. Come on, you ain't gonna shit up right now.
Yeah, nigga.
He trying to get a job out here. You see, he got on his get a job shirt.
You see me? I came in. Ready for the
Goddamn, Goddamn, That was very uncool right there, Uncle Ben. You ain't high, your nephew.
That's some shit right there, though. That's some shit right there.
I don't know why I ain't getting there neither, goddamn. I want some too, shit. But yeah, man, y'all bring up good
Yeah,
points.
see, that's why the YNs don't fuck with you, Vince. You ain't even say it player or nothing.
Indictments on
You
the way.
ain't even say it in a flash way. You supposed to be like, hey, look out, nephew.
I ain't expecting to be like,
Hey,
yeah.
you supposed to be like, hey, look out, nephew. Your whole ass fried on that gas.
Stop
You fried on that gas, ain't it? Whole ass, boy.
Are you on the marijuana? It's like I came in the room like,
no, sir.
Is that?
So I just went and looked it up. I just went and looked it up just for shits and for giggles. I Googled these three words: white WNBA stars. And then they took it upon themselves to give me a subset, which was most beautiful white WNBA stars. They took it upon themselves to give me that. And one thing that I've noticed about every woman that they have on this beautiful white WNBA star list, they all have the same thing in common with Robert Lee Griffin III's wife. And that's a wide forehead and a sharp ass nose, forehead deep like a Nissan Altima dashboard. Women such as, they have Caitlin Clark on this list, and we all know that she looked like the evil villain on Phineas and Ferb. We all know that is not an attractive white woman. They got Cameron Brink. They got Cameron Brink on the list. Very wide-headed, but she kind of favors Gwyneth Paltrow.
All right.
They got Breonna Stewart, who looks like Jim Carrey, back on In Living Color.
I'd rather not advertise these women.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'm being honest. Like,
Breonna Stewart.
On purpose. They got Diana Taurasi on this list. Whoever thought Diana Taurasi, as cold as she was fine? Not even in her face, Lord.
Nobody.
Oh man. They got Paige Buchers on here, number one draft pick.
Yep.
Paige Buckets. You know what I'm talking about?
That's a whole nother conversation too, because they have anointed Caitlin Clark as the savior of the NBA from the white girl standpoint, and she's not even the best white girl.
No, because Paige finna come off in here. See what my
Paige
lovely city
from
Dallas,
everywhere.
Texas. We finna be kicking ass in sports this next fall. Y'all look out for it. I said it here first. Not only did we get the number one draft pick in the men's in Cooper Flag, we got the number one draft pick in women's in Paige Buckets. And we got Pickens coming to the Cowboys. Hey man, Shit finna get real hectic in the city of Dallas sports wise. Just go look at how much the tickets cost to go to a game, and them hoes is mostly sold out for next season, and season ain't even started yet. But Paige Buckets, they were talking about her in high school when Caitlin Clark was losing college championships. They was talking about this white girl named Paige that was getting bucket after bucket and had handles and had swag and was tough. There she is playing on Team USA. They was talking about this white girl named Paige a long time ago. We finna be saying Caitlin who in the next 2 to 3 seasons, bro. Don't you even worry about it.
Well, that's all fair, fine, Andy. It's probably the case. But for right now, for some reason, she's been slapped with the WNBA seal. And it's almost as if she is literally, whether she, like you all said, she likes it or not, she is the official spokesman of the sport. And as long as that's the case, and there are many people that feel that it's unjustified, then she's going to face fouls like the one that she. And then she's gonna feel like J-So said, like she's got to defend herself, or she got to like do shit to. So I mean, this is an ongoing thing she's gonna have to deal with. I got to feel.
Who's the face of heavyweight boxing?
The face of heavyweight boxing? I still think it's Mike Tyson. I still think
as the face of now. You talking about face now? You talking about now? Alexander Usyk. Alexander Usyk.
Alexander Usyk, who just beat up who? Anthony Joshua, right?
No. He just beat up Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury for the second or third time.
That's who that was.
But okay.
In order to get to that fight, he beat Anthony Joshua and then got to fight for the title belt against Tyson Fury. And before he lost to Usyk, who was Tyson Fury seen as?
He was seen as he was seen as an undefeated heavyweight champion.
Great white hope.
Okay.
When you are white and you're an athlete worldwide, but especially in the United States of America, you become pronounced as the great white hope. Motherfuckers love Canelo Alvarez because he has pale skin and red hair. He don't even look Mexican.
He don't.
He don't though. He look ginger.
So you can believe that when he go to fight Terrence Crawford in August, it's gonna be people that bet against Bud just because Bud big and black. We cannot get past the racial optic that sets up this good versus evil. It's not even talented versus talented. And it's not even good versus evil in a sense where you just hate that team because that's not your team. They go out of their way to justify their hate by vilifying the person that they against. And most oftentimes it's somebody black. They gotta paint you out to be the motherfucking bad guy. I guarantee you, if Denver was to beat Minnesota, if they had beat Minnesota and made it to the finals, right? And let's just say it was Denver versus the Knicks. When they did the motherfucking graphics, they would show you Jokic and the lightest fucking member of the Nuggets, which would probably be Jamal Murray and Aaron Gordon, versus all of the darkest niggas on the Knicks. With Jalen Brunson in the front, and they would make sure that Jalen Brunson's character would have tattoos and menace to society braids, so you would know that that's a black man. I guarantee y'all, man. This is the graphic.
That'd be hard, Black Ron. That'd be hard for the Knicks because the Knicks don't got they don't got 3 good dark skinned niggas.
They would go out there. Who the darkest niggas on the team? They would put the blackest niggas up, not the niggas that scoring the most points. They would put the blackest niggas up on the motherfucking graphic, bro.
That's it.
They got Miles McBride. They got that dude. They got that the nigga that wear 23. He don't wear 32. He wears 23. Feel me?
Yeah, they
big,
just.
man.
I mean, I'm not saying they don't have dark skinned niggas. I'm just saying that it would if when it come down to his analogy, it would basically be Jason. It would be Jalen Brunson, Carl
They
Anthony Towns,
would show Jalen
Hart.
Brunson.
Yeah.
They would show Jalen Brunson. They would make
Anthony
Mikal
Towns.
Bridges look two shades darker on the fucking photo. They gonna put up OG Amanubi. You know they gonna show OG Amanubi because he dark as hell. He Raymond Felton black on his own. They gonna show you. Let me go look it up.
I'm telling you, their team ain't really that dark, bro. That's all I said. It's gonna be kind of tough. But
can I just do this real quick? Let me just scoot back real quick because J-So, our esteemed young friend, did have an actual good question before, and that is, do you all think that the Knicks? I mean, as of this point, it feels like the Knicks have shocked everybody. I mean, even at the beginning of this season, one of the biggest mouths for the Knicks, Stephen A. Smith, was not in good spirits about how the season was going to go. And as of right now, it feels like there's a newfound sense of hope, but I feel like it also is under the understanding that we wasn't supposed to make it this far, so if we don't go no further, then we get it.
Who the hell is Ariel Huckporty?
I don't know who all is on your, private DM. What the fuck? Who is that?
No, that's a nigga that played for the Knicks.
Oh shit!
You said Huckporty.
HUK.
He's probably a nigga that sit rides the bench. They have niggas that ride the bench and don't play. Yeah, he don't. I mean, you gotta have niggas to fill out your lineup. So just because the niggas on the roster don't mean he play. He probably never plays ever.
Yeah,
I've never heard that name. Ariel Huckporty. That sounds like a nigga.
Bro, they got niggas with female names on their team. They got another nigga named Precious Achua.
Yeah, that's the dude.
I know about Precious. I know about Precious Achua. I know about.
Oh, Precious is a girl name. I didn't know that.
He
How many niggas you know named Precious?
I like the Knicks in 5.
You think the Knicks in 5 against the Pacers, bro?
I like the Knicks in Minnesota to go to the finals. If I'm not mistaken, yeah, it's a good storyline.
You said Knicks in 5, nephew?
Yeah.
We'll put $5 on it.
I'm gonna put 10.
No, you got no damn $5.
Nah, I'm gonna put 10 on it for sure.
No, I just want 5. I just want 5 of your dollars. That's all.
Hey man, I like the Knicks to be going against Minnesota. Why not?
Okay, now put $5 on that.
Well, I mean, 5 on the fact that they're gonna go.
J-So, just so
them
you
two
know,
different bets. Them two different bets.
J-So, just so you know, your dad also picked the LA Lakers to be in the finals right now.
Yeah.
just want you to know that
your
right
daddy
now,
said Lakers
to go to the finals, and then when we asked him why, he just said because. So I'm gonna need.
I got a reasoning though, because Carl Anthony Towns. Where did he go?
You talking about Carl Anthony Towns that used to play for Minnesota?
That used to play for Minnesota. That storyline sounds amazing.
So our first bet is that you said Knicks in 5. So even if they win, wait. So even if they win in 6 or 7, you still gonna owe $5 for that one if they don't win in 5. And then you said Knicks going to the chip.
Yeah,
and then you said Knicks going to the chip against Minnesota.
They got a tough battle. I ain't gonna lie, but they let a hurt Denver take them to 7, and an out of shape Jokic. Let's be for real. Jokic that didn't even.
So there's 3 bets that we got.
He wanted to be home. Let's be for real. So now they're going against Boom.
You want to go on and put that 4th bet on it and bet how many games it's going to take the Knicks to win the whole thing?
I feel like I just feel like the Knicks going to the finals for sure. You can't tell me not. Who gonna take my? What the hell? Halliburton? We not worried about him.
I mean, Halliburton. That's not fair to Halliburton. Halliburton took out the number 2 seed in 5. They beat them 4 games to 1.
First of all, we're also talking about, I don't know, the Cavs cursed. I feel like the Cavs cursed, man.
The Knicks aren't. I mean, this is coming from an ex-Knicks fan. It's an ex-Knicks fan.
The Knicks got the Patrick disease. Patrick Allen, Patrick Riley. They've been cursed with the Patrick.
They're never gonna go right.
I think they'll make it to the finals and they get knocked out by Ant-Man. That's who they want to be the face of the league. Anthony Edwards. You feel me? They already got.
So you don't think even if the Knicks make it to the finals that they're gonna win?
No, they're gonna do it on some make it think like boom. It's gonna be like 2-1, Knicks up, right? They're gonna be talking bad, saying, "Oh, Karl Anthony Towns made the right decision." You feel me? And let's not forget, God rest her soul. My condolences. Karl Anthony Towns lost his mother. You feel me? That's a part of the storyline. You feel me? That all goes into hand in hand with him leaving Minnesota, starting over with the Knicks. You feel me? They're gonna, and then they want to see that fail. They love seeing a superhero lose. You feel me? That's how.
I'm with you on that. I get you with the storylines because John Randall. Randall used to play for the Knicks last year. That was the trade. Randall went to the Minnesota.
Randall.
And Towns went to New York. Yes. But I mean, OKC was the number 1 seed and had the best record in the league, and they are where everybody thought they would be, which is in the Western Conference Finals. And now you think that
the Cavs. That's the only thing I have to say about that. The Cavs. We cannot.
The Cavaliers was the East's best chance at winning a ring this year, and the fact that the Cavaliers lost lets you know that the West is going to win a ring this year. It's not going to be now team on the East, and it's going to be OKC versus Indiana.
It might be, and I'll be happy to see OKC finally get a chip. But I'm saying, nigga, what? I can't imagine them. First of all, who they going against? They're going against Rudy Gobert, right? Who can't put a bucket in the rim, but he can prevent the other team from getting buckets.
Rudy Gobert was never brought on for his offense. It's his defense that he's good at.
Player of the year. You feel me? He's going against a young Chet Holmgren. You feel me? Who hasn't even got his feet wet. You feel me? Let's be for real. Not to mention his body isn't up to shape. They're forcing him to play that position, bro. I'm telling you, his body's not. You can tell he hasn't been putting enough weight to deal with somebody as heavy as Rudy Gobert. Boom, not just that. Julius Randle, we seen how he was playing defense, bro. We seen that he's coming out there to play. He might not be putting as much offense as we would want, but he's never been that type. He's always been the type.
Now, I'll be honest. Julius Randle is OKC's biggest threat because they don't really have an answer for him.
They don't have an answer
because his jumper been coming with it all playoffs long. So by them not really having an answer, that means that Schottenstein is gonna have to play the outside wing against Julius Randle, and which means that's gonna cut off their paint threat. Because with them two white boys holding the paint down, they cut off all lane penetration. I don't know if y'all been paying attention, but when OKC was playing against Denver, Russell Westbrook couldn't get off because the way these two white boys were closing that lane down. They were shutting that lane down like a Mexican construction crew. Like this lane closed, goddamn me. Go get the detour, gotta take 6 side streets to get back to this motherfucking bucket. So that's why Denver has such a goddamn problem. But Minnesota has the ability to stretch the floor in ways that Denver don't. So that might cause a collapse on defense. But that being said, OKC has more slashing weapons than fucking Indiana can deal. I mean, that Minnesota can deal with. So they both young. They both young ass teams. So they both got youth on their side. But OKC has been in this position before.
And lost. Let's be for real. Boom. OKC
they both lost to the Mavericks.
KD, Westbrook, and still found a way to lose. I'm just saying, like, boom. Who is a defensive liability?
You talking about the Thunder from 10 years ago?
Yeah, I'm just saying. That's the closest chance we got to talk about a chip, right?
Yeah, I mean, but that's not the same Thunder. That Thunder team had James Harden, KD, Russell Westbrook, Serge Ibaka, That's not the
better
same
team.
Thunder team.
You feel me? A better team, a better overall team. That's what I'm saying.
Wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that, Jay. So I wouldn't
No,
say
those
that.
were all better overall
let-
players as the years went by. But
Oh,
when they were together, they was all young.
Hey, yo, real quick,
Okay,
though,
see-
Black Ron, before y'all continue, and I just want to say my condolences. I heard Carl Thomas lost his wife.
Carl Anthony
I
Towns.
love-
Not Carl Thomas. Not
Like,
Carl Thomas.
I was-
Carl
oh,
Anthony Towns.
Okay,
That boy came in loud and wrong.
Inside, I know.
That nigga that killed Carl Thomas' wife.
But real quick, the reason I chimed in is because Black Ronathan, you spoke to me before when we had our pre-show meeting that we would like to discuss briefly the Damon Williams debacle, how there was of him not necessarily being known by said people. The reason I mentioned this is because Riddle's Comedy Club just happened to pop up on your live feed, of which I know you can't see it, so I'm making sure you're aware. So I didn't know if you wanted to do a quick mention about that and then get back to it, but I thought that this was a good time to plug the Damon Williams debacle. Even though it's not sports stuff, it is
No, but you
stand-up.
did your thing right then. Cause watch how I tie it in. Y'all ready? Give me both sides. Watch me tie this thing again. Riddle's Comedy Club, located in Alsip, Illinois, right outside Chicago, is one of the homes of Damon Williams. That's where you can catch him damn near every week. And that's where you can catch me on June the 19th. I'll be there. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Riddle's Comedy Club for tapping in. Come catch your boy Black Ron live, the Black Man on Black Day, Juneteenth, Chicago. We in the building. Now, let me tie this in to what we talking about. Chicago kept getting their heart broke by a young man by the name of Derrick Rose. He kept hurting himself. They had all them finals aspirations. They kept seeing themselves going to the big dance, and they had a lot of the pieces necessary to do so, even when they were plagued by youth and injury. They had like cats like Joakim Noah holding the paint down. You know what I'm saying? They had cats like Kirk Heinrich on the wing, but they could never seem to get their recipe together. And the same plague is going to befall the Minnesota Timberwolves. They got all the pieces, but they whip game. It's something about putting that spoon in that bowl. It ain't going to quite come together. And to speak to your point earlier, Jay-So, about which image would the league rather put up, they'd rather put up a Tyrese Halliburton, the young light-skinned good father, versus Ant Edwards, the dark-skinned deadbeat dad. He don't have the stock or the image that America wants to have in the front right now. They tired of the athlete that's not a good family man. And he ain't married. No, they would rather the champion have a wife and children that he can hug and hold at the press conferences. Not no fine ass baby mama with no big old booty.
Oh, can I say something on that?
Jump in.
Please, bro.
They would love to see a black man with a million cameras in front of the face being ignorant. They would love that. They would love to have Ant on the face just looking like black ignorance.
But when Ant speaks, he doesn't sound ignorant. When he speaks, he doesn't sound ignorant at all.
They're cleaning it up now because they're trying to make him the face of the league. But when he came into the league, he told Barack Obama to his face, "Stand down. I'm him. I'm the one." Like in front of Bron, in front of all of them, to let them know. Like that was and then they went as far as to put it a part of the Olympics documentary. Like they wanted y'all to know that. They wanted y'all to know Ant is feeling like this. They're doing it.
That's unintelligent. It's braggadocious. It's cocky, but what's unintelligent about that statement?
I wouldn't say it's unintelligent, but it's arrogant. That's the word.
Okay, but you led off, nephew, by saying that they would love to show a black man being ignorant
or arrogant, either or. However you figure it, they don't want to see a black man with a wife.
Words have different meanings for a reason. We're not going to use ignorant and arrogant interchangeably. Those two words mean two total different things. Now, America hates to see a black man being arrogant. That's why they had to pull this humble maneuver with the Sanders family. They hate to see a black man being arrogant. But, and to your point, they love to show a nigga being ignorant. So show me times in which this young black man, albeit arrogant, was being ignorant.
I mean, there's a whole bunch of videos of him. He did the same thing Shadur does. If that's the case, he does the same. He has a song just like Shadur. He has
arrogance, not ignorance.
Okay, so boom.
Yeah, hold on. You can't have a song no more?
I'm not saying that. What he was saying in the song, he was like basically trying to sound like 4PF. He's from Atlanta. The dude is from Atlanta and from blocks on Atlanta. He talks like
and Chad had an album out when he was the top prospect in the league. And Kobe Bryant had an album out when he was the top prospect in the league. And Tim Duncan had an album out, and Damian Lillard had an album out. Yeah, you know Tim Duncan rap?
Tim Duncan
had an album out.
These niggas had songs, but they boom.
Yeah, Damian Lillard had an album out.
So what?
Meta World Peace. You know, millions of dollars. You know, when you have millions and millions of dollars, any dream that you ever had, you can fulfill see it through. You can try to see it through.
I always wanted to fuck a bad bitch. It can happen tonight.
Yeah,
I always wanted to record with Snoop Dogg. It can happen tonight. I always wanted to drive a Ferrari.
I'm listening to y'all, and one of the biggest things that I think, you know, not to take anything away from what you're saying, Jay. So there is.
God damn it.
Damn it, and they caught him wiping his eye too.
the NBA is coming off of down ratings, and I think at this point they're looking for the best possible competitiveness within the finals. Now I don't think we're at the point because of the names of the teams that are in. When you have the New York Knicks, you have the Indiana Pacers, you have the Minnesota Timberwolves, and the OKC Thunder. One of those teams is a large market, and that's New York.
New York,
and that's New York. Do I think that referees will get involved in the deciding of the games and everything like that? If there's an opportunity, absolutely. If there's an opportunity,
boy, I ain't even think about that shit, Ty.
But when it comes down to the difference in who's better, and there's not that much difference in Indiana and New York. I know it may seem like that because the Indiana Pacers don't have the names that the New York Knicks have and are in a smaller market, but Halliburton is and has been all year a consistent point guard. He's put up double-digit assists. I think this year, I think he ended up with like averaging almost 11 assists a game or something to that degree. And his team, the Indiana Pacers, are just that, a team. That is why they beat. That is why they beat Cleveland. That is why they beat Cleveland. The way that they beat Cleveland is because when you have 3 and 4 players coming off the bench that can give you monster minutes and give you production, that's what decides playoff games. That's why I believe that the OKC that you described, as opposed to the OKC you remember, are two totally different teams. This OKC team is the deepest team in the playoffs right now. They literally can take out their 5 starters and put in 5 more that are actually
I watched Oklahoma City run motherfuckers down the floor all night long with no SGA. He was sitting on the bench. He got hit in the eye or upside the head and was chilling. And the lead got deeper. By the time he came back into the goddamn game, it was the second half of the third quarter. They rested that man for the majority of the third quarter and was still putting belt to ass. Players don't win championships. Teams do. There has never once been a time when a cold ass player went up against an efficient team and came out with the win. It never fucking happened.
That is not true.
Tell me when.
The Cleveland Cavaliers against the Golden State Warriors, where they came back from 4-1, and that was basically LeBron taking that team there.
That was not no basically LeBron. That was LeBron, J.R. Smith, Iman Shumpert, Christian.
I mean, they were present.
Thompson.
They were present. They were present, Black Ron, and we're not gonna argue that.
Bro, you're not finna do that. You're not finna do that when J.R. Smith won the motherfucking championship for them with the game-winning bucket. You're not finna do that when Iman Shumpert had clamped down defense on Steph.
That was Kyrie Irving that won the game.
And Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving. How we gonna forget Kyrie?
I'm not forgetting. I'm not forgetting anybody. I'm not forgetting anybody. Black Ron. Black Ron. I'm not forgetting anybody. What you said was there was never a time where a star did not take their team and win a series. And I'm telling you,
there was never a time when a star went up against an efficient team and won. Or one nigga did it by his goddamn self against an efficient fucking team.
I mean, but what you're saying doesn't make any sense, because then what you're saying is that one player playing up against a whole team is not going to win. And what I'm telling you is that in that series where they were down 4-1 to an efficient 3-1 to an efficient Golden State team, and then LeBron went stupid. He won Finals MVP. He did everything. He scored. He played defense. He's the same nigga that came.
Come on, man. He had never did it before that, and he ain't did it since that. Get off that nigga nuts. That was not because LeBron went stupid. That was because that motherfucking team was a good ass team. That 2018 Cleveland Cavaliers or 2019 Cleveland Cavaliers team, whatever that was, they won. Because it was them. They played the same. It was the same shit for 4 years in a row. Right. But the year that Cleveland won, that team was a great ass fucking team. That Cleveland team was a great fucking team.
All right. Well, look. That wasn't. I wasn't trying to get all in deep in that conversation. But because
LeBron was LeBron the year before that. LeBron was LeBron the year after that, and they never won.
We'll circle back to that because he left. I think after he won the chip with Cleveland. But like my point is that with OKC literally has the deepest team in the playoffs right now. When you can take off your 5 starters and put in 5 more starters, that typically another team can't do, because usually when you put in the replacement players for the starters, you're putting in role players that are just really in there to buy time until the starters get enough rest to come back in the game.
They never do a 4-5 swap out.
That not the case with the OKC Thunder. The OKC Thunder coming off the bench have Case and Wallace. They have a dude named Aaron Wiggins. Aaron Wiggins. They have my other man that come Isaiah Joe. They got they got little the light-skinned center Jalen Williams. They got all of these players that come off the bench and they come in and they give them positive minutes. So when you got a starter like a SGA and a Chet and a Jalen the Jalen Williams, the other small forward, and Hartenstein and Dortz that all can just sit and rest.
Which means Caruso coming off the bench too.
Caruso's coming off the bench as well. So all of those players, like when you get to a Minnesota, which I've said this before Minnesota got to where they are. To me, Minnesota has the second deepest squad in the NBA. When they got a DiVincenzo coming off the bench, a Nickel Walker coming off the bench. When you got I can't think of everybody's names right now, but they have a pretty deep squad too. I think what's
They
going to
got a 3 or 4 man bench that can get in and do decent shit. But to your point, OKC got 2 sets of monsters.
Yeah.
They can swap a nigga out at every position, and that nigga is equally fucking dangerous. Like SGA can sit down, Caruso can get in, and they're gonna be equally fucking dangerous. You know what I'm saying? Dort can sit down and fucking what's the boy? The light-skinned nigga. He can jump right in. Wiggins. He can jump right in and get right to fucking work.
Case and Wallace could jump right in and get you money. Joe could get in and get you money. Everybody who's coming off the bench knows their role and plays their role very efficiently, which is why they aired Denver out the other night. It wasn't because Denver didn't play, because
they put them boys away in grand fashion.
And grand fashion.
And go your whole ass home.
And they was trying. And I give it to Denver. Denver was trying, but for whole first half it was close. And then they found a way to come in and do what they do. I honestly feel
what
like
I noticed?
This is the year. What's that?
When did OKC pick up their passing scheme? Because all of a sudden, like towards the end of the second quarter, they just start cutting off the lane on them niggas, stripping them, peeling their pocket. It was like every time they turned around, them niggas was turning the ball over.
Well, Denver plays a very fast rate game anyway. But that's why they had the guards of Russell Westbrook and Murray and Braun,
all them niggas.
All them niggas. They play a very fast-paced game.
Outlet ball.
The problem was Aaron Gordon was laboring. He had got an injury. He got injured the last game, and he still played this game, even though he was laboring with that injury. So he didn't have the ability to move the way that he typically does, which I think that really played against Denver in the long run when it came down to the game yesterday. And so when OKC saw that, what they did was they changed the matchup, which I think they're going to do against Minnesota as well. I don't think Chet is going to be matched up with Gobert. I think they're going to match Hartenstein up with Gobert because he's the bigger body. So they'll match him up, and then they'll take Chet because of his length, and they'll put him on Randall, and he can then play. He can then space out and play out on.
Who they gonna put on Ant?
The other way around, Ty. I think it's
who they gonna put on Ant?
Huh?
Because Holgren, even though he's slim, he can jump, which will be a good contest for Rudy, because all Rudy gets is them backdoor slashes and backdoor passes. As we already said, Rudy ain't really no big old offensive threat. He ain't got no jumper or no turnaround, put you on his hip and work you. You know what I'm saying? But Julius Randle is a big ass nigga, bro. That nigga got a lot of fucking size to be a motherfucking power forward that likes to jump on the wing and shoot a three. So you need a big with body that can face up and defend him if he decides to turn his shoulder and put a post bump on a nigga and get space to get that jumper. You need a bigger body, and Schottenstein got the bigger body. So I would put him on fucking Juju Randle and just rely on Holgren's ability to jump and block.
Well, we'll see because I think you're right as far as rim protecting. I think not Hartenstein, but I think Chet is a better rim protector because of his athleticism. But I do think that because of his athleticism, his mobility is why I would put him on Julius Randle, because then he can stay in front of him. If he ever backs Chet down to the basket, you have Hartenstein behind Chet, another 7-footer behind you to have your back if he comes into the lane. And then that's how I would play it if I was their coach and I was thinking about defensive matchups. When it comes to Ant they're probably gonna have Ant playing Ant's position, running off the ball. You have Lou Dortz. Luke Quinn's Dortz is a defensive player, but he can also score. So I think Dort's body size matches up well.
He puts you in the mind of a Drew Holiday.
His body size matches up well with Ant. The question is not who they're going to match up with Minnesota. The question is who the fuck is going to guard SGA, because you got Conley and you have DiVincenzo. neither of which have the size or the physicality to deal with.
Why not? Why not Ant?
I think they're gonna do something unconventional.
Why not Ant?
And they're gonna put Ant on SGA on defense.
That's what I'm saying. Why not him?
Because Ant likes the defensive matchup. He don't have a problem sticking your best dude. That's why he was on Steph when they was playing Golden State.
He was on LeBron. He was on LeBron and Luka. He played both.
So they're gonna put the ball in SGA hands. We know that. Just like when Caruso comes in, Caruso gonna be the one bringing the ball up. So I think Ant is gonna be the defensive one on whoever is running their offense for OKC. But to your point, if they fuck around and take Dort out and put SGA and Caruso on the floor at the same goddamn time, now Mike Conley is caught with his fucking pants down because he can't stick motherfucking Caruso neither. And Caruso will take that one bounce, put your ass in that motherfucking bucket on two hands. And now Mike Conley is looking bad because he playing off his back foot the whole motherfucking game. And all they got Mike Conley for is that swing around, two pass, catch the elbow, hit the jumper shit. They done kind of figured that out. So Mike Conley might have to take a back seat to DiVincenzo because DiVincenzo and Caruso got identical kind of games. DiVincenzo, he can get up there, he can slash and penetrate the lane. Also, he can get to the cup real good. Also, so that might be their best.
And he's good on defense.
So that's gonna be their best defensive matchup.
Right.
So I think that they coach gonna be like holding DiVincenzo until they start putting Caruso in the game, which is now by default. Now Mike Conley got to stick Lou Dort, which means Lou Dort might too.
Because
Lou Dort might fuck around and get off.
Lou Dort is another big body. He's like, even though he plays guard, he's another big body guard. So I just think,
but even if Lou don't score, the fact that he can use that body, and now Mike Conley is no longer a passing option. So now they done took his threat away off that elbow that I spoke about earlier. So now that leaves Minnesota with Julius Randle and Ant-Man making most of their motherfucking points.
Yeah,
well then Jalen Williams is also, and I'm talking about the Jalen Williams you see on the screen right now handling the rock, because they did something in the Denver series that you don't typically see, and they had him running point. That's when SGA was on the bench. They had Jalen Williams running.
I like that dark skin, fuzzy braid having ass nigga.
That dude can do everything. He plays every position on the court. Every position. This dude can play center, power forward, small forward, guard. I'm like, yo, what can't he do? It's not much he can't do. If he plays well in this series, it's not even close. If I'm telling you right now,
I just thought about something. What if they put J-Dub on Ant-Man? Because he plays great defense as well.
And he's got size.
True.
And he's got size.
And he got size. So and now that frees SGA, or well, not SGA, because SGA wouldn't be sticking Ant-Man.
Playing no defense, yeah.
They would probably have Dort sticking Ant-Man when he come down. But I would let Dort just stay on Mike Conley. Yeah. I would just give Dort number 10 all game long. And I would switch off. And I would let Jalen Williams guard Ant until he starts slashing. And when he try to make a move to the basket, Holmgren, slash over and cut that fucking lane off. Protect that goddamn rim. And then put your elbow back on that motherfucking big ass white boy, because he's gonna try to dump it off real quick and get back on his ass.
True.
Or Rudy Gobert. They try to hurry up and dump the ball off to Rudy Gobert. Get back on his ass. But I would put motherfucking Jalen Williams on Ant-Man, bro. He quick. Like you say, he'll 2 to 5. And he tough. That's another thing. Oklahoma City, they quieter than Minnesota, but them niggas tougher than Minnesota.
Yeah, they are. They got more bench than Minnesota. All they bench players ball.
We said that.
Yeah,
But now let's have a tough conversation.
Who gonna be last?
If New York beats Indiana,
And I'm hoping on that.
I mean, you can put some money up like your son did.
Oh man, hey, nigga, I ain't afraid of my cash app now. My cash app is lit.
No, we doing this all on Zelle. We gonna get the white
We can
people
do
involved.
Zelle. We can get the white.
We gonna
people
get the white folks involved.
I can promise you this. I promise you this, that I have a strong feeling that New York is going to end up at the end of the game. They may not win the last chip, but I think they're gonna be in the chip game. I think they're gonna beat Indiana, because I feel like it's just a better story. And I think, you know how I feel about conspiracy. And I believe that the NBA is scripted. So yeah, I believe that they want them.
The NBA is definitely scripted, and the NBA can't really afford to have a championship in 2B or B and a C market. And we already established that New York is the last A market left.
You seen all the superstars at that game? Come on. Do you see all the superstars that came out that game? Denzel Washington came to that game.
Man, Solo, your credit ain't good here, man. Yep. After that Lakers take, man, I can't.
Oh, nigga,
anytime you say I got a strong feeling, I'm like,
hold on. This ain't.
First of all, my nigga, the stars are gonna come to the finals. Period. I don't give a fuck where the games are gonna be held. The famous people are gonna pull up. You're gonna have so many famous NBA niggas. Just imagine if Oklahoma City and Indiana are in the fucking finals. That means you got Oklahoma City Airport, Indianapolis Airport, 2 regional airports are gonna become flooded with flights. That's money for both those towns. That means that neither one of those cities has a whole lot of other shit competing. Indianapolis got the Colts and the Indy 500. Neither one of those are going to be going on during the time that the fucking championship is going on, which means that they hold downtown can open up to the finals. Oklahoma City don't have nothing but the Dodgers farm team going on. Yeah, you know, I knew that, did you, nigga? Yeah, you know, I knew that, Vince. You know, I knew that.
I mean, yeah, but this is basketball. I don't know how you cross the streams, but
he's just basically saying that it ain't nothing going on there. That's what he's saying.
It ain't nothing going on. Like if it was LA, like if the Lakers would have made it, it's other shit going on in LA that's gonna pull away from the viability of that. Those 2 C-level markets having the finals come. Ain't nothing else gonna be going on in town. That shit gonna be the Super Bowl, dog.
Right.
Do you really think that?
And you know, and nobody, and Vince, real quick, nobody's talking about the fact that the Pacers have the least amount of pressure on them out of any of these teams that are left in the playoffs. The Pacers are working. The Pacers are working off of the fact that they never. I don't think the Pacers ever expected them to be this far. I don't think the Pacers fans expected the Pacers to be this far. And right now they are just working off of strictly momentum. The Knicks got all the pressure because now the entire city is rejuvenated. Every time a Knicks fan sees a Knicks player, is like, oh, y'all gonna win it. We gonna see y'all in the championship.
They throwing parades in the street, and all these niggas did was win a playoff game. They tearing the city street up, nigga. They turn. You saw the video where the nigga was hanging on the street sign, tore that motherfucker down?
Well, yeah.
There's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of pressure on New York because of the market and of course of what this could mean for the franchise.
They don't do that all over, Solo. They don't do that in working man towns like in Indiana, because they know that the same nigga who tore the sign down is the same nigga who had to put that motherfucker back up tomorrow because he worked for the city.
You look at the white boys get the tail. They all see.
First of all, I don't care what my team win. Ain't nothing gonna make me climb and slide no pussy down no motherfucking pole in celebration.
Yo, Solo, why you wasn't there during this, man? You left New York just a little bit too soon, but it looked like they had a whole riot.
Hey, bro, y'all see them people change the colors on the Empire State Building, bro? The blue and orange.
Yeah, they ready. Trust me. I think what I'm saying is it's scripted a way that I think New York is going to be in it because of the powers that be. Now, if y'all don't believe me, we'll see. But I believe that the powers that be want New York. Because look at the game. Look how
didn't the powers that be want the Lakers to win too?
No, hell no. Hell
no, because they'd already gave the Lakers a concession by getting him Bronny.
How quick things are too.
Hold on.
Oh no, you turning your back quick, nigga. You turned your back so fast. I almost forgot what your face looked like.
Wow. Hey, but hold on. Hey, we didn't bring up something, or I don't know if y'all brought it up or not, but Michael Jordan is coming to ESPN.
I love that deflection you just did, nigga. I love that deflection you just did.
You know, let's get back. Let's get back to how you used to bang Crip and now you bang Blood.
Talk about Michael Jordan.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Let's talk about that red eye flight that you caught from LA to New York, nigga. Let's talk about that.
Hey,
here goes Solo. Hey, whose number is this in your phone? Oh, baby, don't worry about it. Hey, did you get trash out today? You took trash out? It's Wednesday.
Yeah. Hey, is that the police outside? Like this nigga here.
Listen, y'all hear what's going on now. Let me hip y'all to the reason.
No, we see what's going on. Talk about the fact that you had on purple and gold, and now you got on blue and red.
No, I ain't never say. I said that I root for them because they're in the thing. But I'm an LA fan forever.
Bro, take off the clip, my nigga. This nigga said I'm a Lakers fan. I'm a Lakers fan, and because of that, I know we going to the finals. Yo, I love that.
Yeah.
I said, Solo, why we going to the finals? I got a feeling. That the Lakers gonna be in the finals. The NBA wants the Lakers to be in the finals.
Cowboy, I was saying every year like a Dallas Cowboy fan.
Father and son together in the finals. That's what you said.
Oh my God!
It would have been beautiful.
Hard too.
Of course he can. Look, he ain't the only one, man. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot of niggas that came talking about. I was talking about when I said the Lakers.
Luka and LeBron. He was doing Donald Trump fingers. Luka and LeBron. See.
Oh man, yo, bro.
Hey, fuck Luka, man. I don't even want him on my team.
Oh, now you don't want to. Now
it's fuck Luka. Now it's fuck. Oh, we can talk about that though. We can talk about that though. Now that the Lakers got put out in the second round of the playoffs, all of a sudden,
Giannis,
motherfuckers in Los Angeles getting real fair weather with their love for number 77.
Yeah, because he sucked.
Wow.
Now, motherfuckers in LA is calling him fat, out of shape. He don't play defense. He a prima donna. He just be crying for the ball. You know, all those things we were saying about that nigga in Dallas. You know, now that I guess, you know, when you leave your wife for your side bitch and then the baby come back not yours.
Oh, well, we'll just see how long your center lasts.
Hold up, yo,
to get hurt. But anyway,
we ain't even worried about our center. We ain't even worried about our center because we got another center who look like Sideshow Bob that we training up right behind him. We got a cold ass power forward by the name of PJ. We got a cold ass point guard who was playing shooting guard just to defer to the white boy. Soon as he come off injury reserve, he gonna be back at point guard. His name is Kyrie, the coldest nigga to ever dribble the basketball. And then on top of that, we got the number one draft pick.
That boy bad too. I hope he bad in the NBA. Is he bad in?
Hey, Cooper Flag is a cold white boy. I can't take nothing.
Cold white boy. Can't take nothing from right now. At this point, can't take nothing from.
If he coming to the league, if he half of anything that he was at Duke, They're gonna make that boy the face of the league. And you got him and Kyrie got that Duke connection, nigga.
Yes, they do. And they know very, very, very well of each other.
Just for the sake of argument and for facts, because that used to be a thing, but I don't know if it still is. I just figured we'd include this tidbit.
He said Jeremy Lin.
Jeremy Lin was hot for a minute though. For like 3 weeks.
That's messed up. All right,
man.
That's
so funny. Go ahead, Solo.
Yeah, because you know.
By the way, they got some interesting stuff about you in the comments. Somebody said that dude looked like a puppet.
Shut your mouth. All right, let me explain something to y'all right now. First of all, everything's rigged. Let nobody fool you. The Lakers will go all the way. First of all, just like Rodney Perry said, he so eloquently said that OKC is the only threat they have. None of y'all mentioned the Rockets. They beat the Rockets like they owe them money. So let's look at this. Now, who they play in the East? None of them niggas can beat anybody on the West. So the Lakers
Boston
will
is good,
win.
though, Solo. Boston is good.
Man, Boston can't beat no dog.
Cleveland good. Cleveland good.
The only way that Boston could beat the Lakers is LeBron quit basketball. Listen, 4 games. Wow. Like, let me tell you something. And I doubt, I'm going to say this right now. I hope Rodney come back on the show when they get down to the last finals, bro. Because I think it ain't even going to be Boston at the finals.
I was right.
Think they're going to make it. I don't think they're going to make it.
I was right about that.
Who you like to come out the East? Who you like?
Oh. Wait a minute. Who number 2 in the East right now?
Boston. Maybe Cleveland.
Who number 2?
No, Boston.
Cleveland. Because they won't. Let me tell you why. Give me 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Let me tell you why. LeBron James goes to Cleveland, tells Cleveland, this one for you. Now Cleveland, they're near the best team in the NBA right now. And Cleveland makes it to the finals. Guess what? LeBron's got to either say, Cleveland, I'm taking this shit from you. You know what I'm saying? Or the Cleveland wins regardless. So that's what I'm saying. The Lakers gonna win, but I think it's gonna be LeBron's gonna lead with that bad chip on his shoulder. Remember, he did it for the Cleveland. Now he got to beat Cleveland.
Yeah, I gotta get off them drugs.
All right, so I got. So let me.
Good, but not that damn good. I was on some good shit that week. You know,
Cleveland, I took it from you.
I ain't lying. I was on some good shit. I ain't gonna lie.
He's gonna be in the finals. I agree with Rodney Perry.
He was so confident. He was so confident. And he said, I mean, he got from the Celtics part.
You know what's fucked up about this shit more than anything? I'll tell y'all what's fucked up. The fact that this nigga had a video of me saying this bullshit.
That's how videos work.
This nigga got
receipts. How videos work, nigga.
But this nigga got
at the top of the thing, it say live and it's recording. Yeah, that's what that means. I mean, he can save it, come back to it.
He on tape saying the shit. Like, you know, when you looked in the camera and said, give me 30 seconds.
How dare this nigga pull up a previous episode of a show we doing?
Against me type
what
shit.
What kind of shit is that? You know what I'm saying? He gonna bring out receipts. He gonna bring out receipts. All right, look here, nigga.
So from now on, we must put the disclaimer up that anything that you bet on sports, on Stand Up Sports Bar, will be held against you.
I got
in a court of man law.
Listen. I got a 7. I got a 7 that say that. I got 7 grams that say.
Oh, you know what a 7 is, nigga. What you putting the court on?
Yeah, I got a 7 on it. Say that New York going. That's what I'm gonna say.
Oh, okay.
You gonna bet a quarter that New York going?
I see your 7.
Yeah, see my 7.
And I don't want no backyard boogie, nigga. I'll send that
that's
7
the only
right
reason why I don't want to bet that nigga.
Send that 7 right back, bro.
One of them $30 sevens that he can get off the corner.
Yo,
some of that water boy weed.
Where did you find
good on that? I need my shit live stream, nigga.
No, he gonna buy some of that young nigga shit. Hey, I got that laugh pad, don't it? Put with me, don't it? No, I don't want none of that shit, young nigga.
None of that brown shit. I don't want none of that brown shit, nigga.
Solo. So when Solo need weed, he goes to the
No, I want the
1990s.
weed from a grown man who got a baby in high school. Yeah.
Yo,
this nigga special, nigga. I swear by God. I swear by Rod.
Let's get the bets down. Let's get the bets down.
Matter of fact, nigga, you in Atlanta. I want my 7 to come from. I want my 7 to come from Zen Bros. Yeah.
No. You gotta go. I almost.
Yeah.
Knocked him off.
What kind of shit is y'all doing?
I don't know if they can put it on, but there is a spot by your, close by that is publicly like a publicly like a dispensary, right?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, so like they're you ain't gotta worry about the bullshit.
No, I don't want no weed from no dispensary. That dispensary weed be dry like Vegas weed. I want some of that properly cultivated, handcrafted goodness over there at Zen Bros. I want that expensive weed, baby.
Yeah, we're gonna take you straight down. As soon as you get here, we're gonna take you
No,
straight
Zen Bros will bring it straight to you. If you're in the greater Atlanta area, Zen Bros will bring it to you. Yeah, I want some of that Zen Bros fire. Yeah, that's what I want.
Look, I already got my peoples in Georgia. You just pull up with the bread, and they're
right.
No, he gonna try to give us some of that weed.
I know exactly what I want. You just pull up with the bread, and we good.
Yeah.
You gonna try to sell us some of J-To's weed, and we don't want none of that.
I don't want none of that.
None of that shit, nigga. Okay, so let's before we finish up with a couple subjects, because I like the Michael Jordan topic, but I gotta throw at least one.
We gotta talk about it. Because he's gonna be on ESPN, and apparently, LeBron is seeking to be on ESPN also.
Whoa!
When he retires. So we're looking forward to this shit. I know
what I would like? I would like to see
why y'all coochie so wet. Do we even know how well Michael Jordan speaks?
I was about to say,
is he gonna be as good as Kenny and Shaq and Chuck? Goddamn me, y'all like, ooh, Michael Jordan gonna be coming on basketball. First of all, I gotta judge Michael Jordan's post-basketball career off everything else he's done post-basketball. The nigga was not a good general manager, coach, or owner. I believe the nigga not gonna be no good analyst neither. Goddamn me.
Maybe not.
Yo, don't stop there. Did you also talk about his failed baseball career?
Oh man, throw that in there. Yeah, throw that in.
Nigga was mid as fuck playing baseball. Shit.
Never made it past the minors, which again, one is not expected to do when you jump right from basketball to baseball. But then he went to golf.
Nigga played for the Indiana Barons.
And then Terry Francona was the current manager of the Reds. But yeah, man, I just let me ask y'all this: is ESPN going to forever be the home of sports casting, or are we seeing other things like FanDuel, Bally? I know Bally is changed, but the podcast nation. Like, are we moving away from? I know that as a baseball consumer, I have to move away because they only have baseball tonight, and that's once a week, and they rarely talk about it. So I don't really have.
You a goddamn lie. That means you don't watch the other ESPNs. They got 8 ESPNs, nigga.
No, nigga, no, you wrong because ESPN.
They have baseball all day on ESPN Deportes.
And look.
Yeah, they do talk about baseball a lot.
Hold up. But not to mention, this is the part that you're not. They also have ESPN Radio that talks about baseball all day.
And they got the ESPN app where you can pull up live stream games.
But why am I having to subject myself to just airways for radio when I want to see the same kind of content that NFL, MLB, and damn near NHL at this point gets as opposed to MLB? And I get with ESPN specifically, they got a beef with MLB because MLB shopped for more streaming, and they gave Apple.
You'll get that shit in July when there are no other sports to show.
All right, we'll see. We'll have to see because I think normally when that happens, it normally goes directly into the NFL. They go right into the NFL.
No, bro, NFL don't come back until mid-September. You got.
It don't matter. They still.
You got the WNBA.
They still.
Y'all gonna argue.
You got.
NFL,
You
bro.
angry? Calm down. Take your heart out of it, Vincent. I'm trying to explain it to you.
I've been trying. Look. I watch First Take. I watch.
That's such a subject.
I watch all that shit. But I know that if I want to know about what happened with the Dodgers last night, if I want to see whether or not the Cardinals won, if I need to know whether or not there's any updates from ESPN, I'm only going to see it at the bottom of the screen. They're not going to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? And
because it's not nothing. What do you want him to talk about though? Like,
because there are other seasons going on.
Man, y'all touching the subject right now.
But ESPN has always been a highlight-based sportscasting show. So if baseball does, listen. I know you love baseball. We all know you love baseball, but baseball is not always exciting to watch. That's what I'm saying.
Especially 3 months into the season.
But how can you grow the excitement if you treat it like a bastard stepchild? If you're constantly putting NFL leaks and shit that's going to happen with the draft months from now as the lead-in story, instead of showing shit like, oh, how so-and-so got thrown out or how many home runs was hit, nobody actually gets the exposure because it's treated like a bastard stepchild in a backseat. And for that reason, one of the main sources of sports is not treating the sport with the respect that I believe it deserves. I think that ESPN started on baseball and was like, oh, y'all going over to them hoes? Well, fine, go be with them because we got these other sports. And I think that the paper proves it too because it's just like a look at the money. What's up, Ryan?
I mean,
okay, so one thing that you're not one thing that you're not taking into account
right now. Let's stop.
This one thing that you're not taking into account.
Go ahead.
Hold on, I gotta cook again. One thing that you're not taking into account is that ESPN, like Ty said, started off as a highlight-based network, and then ESPN had to start competing with all of the competition. They created the NFL network, which talks about nothing but football all day, every day. So now they have to compete with the NFL network. Then they came out with NBA TV. That talks about nothing but basketball all day, every day. So they got to compete with that. And then not only that, the cable and dish providers came out with NFL Sunday Ticket, NBA League Pass, NHL Center Ice. These are services where motherfuckers can get all the games at all times on all networks. ESPN, like, nigga, we got to be able to compete. That's why shows like Get Up, First Take, Rich Eisen,
Around the Horn,
and all the other shows that come on, they have to compete with the other shit that's on Fox Sports and then on all the other networks. Until those other networks start focusing on baseball, ESPN ain't got to worry about you losing them because of baseball, because they got 8 channels. And then finally, you got to remember, bro, that when it comes to baseball, ESPN will forever be the lead sports channel, and that's word to Stuart Scott, because the podcast space exists now as counter ESPN culture. Barstool Sports and all them exist as counter ESPN culture. Imagine if ESPN starts paying niggas to do all the smoke, starts paying niggas to do a Gilbert Serena. Imagine if ESPN starts sponsoring podcasts or starts producing podcasts. We already know that they took over the HBO Showtime documentary space when they started making 30 for 30s.
Yep.
Well, okay.
But they doing exactly
when
what you just
ESPN
said.
put their mind to some shit, they'll take over.
But look, Black Ron, to your point, they're doing exactly what you just described. So say you do have a podcast and you start hitting numbers and you start raising awareness to whatever sports talk you do. What do? They recruit you. They bring you on as an analyst. Shay, they saw Shay on Undisputed. They saw that he had potential. He went after Undisputed and started doing his own damn podcast. Started getting leverage, gaining leverage, gaining all that. Yes. They immediately went and snatched him up.
In the words of Bubba Dub.
Look, Cam Newton. Cam Newton also started a podcast.
Can we name regular people, not podcast, like actual podcasters, and not ex?
Or how about Gilbert Arenas?
Gilbert Arenas, you got Gilbert Arenas. You got,
what are you talking about?
hold on. You also got like he just said, Bubba. I mean, you look at all the guys on the podcast. He bringing them on.
They brought Bubba Dub on ESPN. They brought him on ESPN.
And all that
Rob Cosby.
Ron said, "Oh, they've got to compete with NFL TV. Oh, they've got to compete with MLB TV. I mean, excuse me, with NBA TV. But there is literally an MLB TV and MLB
that they don't have to compete with.
Why not? Why would they have to compete with them?
Talk to your other baseball fans, my nigga. Talk to your other baseball fans. Guess what? MLB TV ain't even smart enough to air Savannah Bananas games.
Yep.
Actually, hold on. There's some dissent with regard to that because you're talking Major League. It's in the title. So come on, let's not, Major League Baseball.
I only brought that up. I only brought that up because
like
who just signed a major motherfucking deal with ESPN and Fox?
They get 6 games. Bananas. 6 games. 6 broadcasts.
It doesn't.
My point. Let me prove my point. Because y'all have not.
No, nigga, I just proved your point. I just disproved your point.
That's not Major League Baseball.
Okay. Who just signed a deal with XFL?
I'll wait.
Dude, what does any of that have to do with how ESPN is treating baseball? Let's look at this for a second. You would think that
who signed a deal with Big 3?
Oh, and that was Dwight Howard.
So this is ESPN's Instagram. Tell
who
me
signed the deal with Power Slap.
Tell me what sports are currently active based on the posts that we see as we scroll down.
Who signed the deal with UFC?
Which sports? Okay, I see a lot of
ESPN. They got everybody. They got everybody.
Basketball.
ESPN got everybody.
I see
what you see, Vince. What you see is trending. What you see is what's trending. You cannot be mad.
That's the For You page.
Hold on a second, bro. No, because you're trying to skip past this, and I'm trying to enlighten this.
Enlighten
to it. Like, listen, you're getting mad because baseball. Listen, you
getting mad because don't nobody think your girl pretty but you.
And that's look, that's exactly what that is exactly right.
He is really.
You're mad because you're the only one. If I'm saying that page you're showing is all trending topics, that means people other than yourself are interested in it. What I'm telling you is probably if we did a survey, 1 out of probably 4 or 5 fans are baseball fans. Right. 1 out of 4 or 5 fans are baseball fans.
That is
now
true.
You want them to focus on something that one.
That's right, internet. You get them.
But he's telling you the truth, though. I mean,
okay,
really mad.
You cannot get mad that a sports broadcasting network.
How many fans are NHL fans?
And guess what? The only time, since you want to bring that up, the only time that the NHL gets coverage is during the NHL playoffs, dog.
How many?
That's why it's being covered right now. Is because the NHL playoffs are going on.
Fans.
The only time that ESPN covers the golf is when it's a major tournament. So keep going.
I think here's the thing that's a little frustrating about this conversation.
No. You just brought those things up for what?
Here's the frustrating part.
While I was over there smoking, I thought of something right quick, and I'm finna cook. Y'all come to the table. Y'all come to the table.
All right, hold on. Let me get Ron's thing up. All right, give me a second.
See, ESPN has posited themselves as having a finger on the pulse of what drives the world, of what drives global sports media. Whereas good old Rupert Murdoch and them good insurrectionists, them good Capitol Storm and January 6ers, and the good folks over at Fox and Fox News have championed all things white sports. So if you look at all the sports that Fox just signed contracts for, they got college football, which is Big 10, Big 12, SEC, white institution college football. They have America's Game of the Week, which is the 3 o'clock game on Sunday, which is usually the Cowboys or the Redskins. They have NASCAR and baseball. Those are all sports that speak to an ostensibly white fan base and demographic. Whereas ESPN is touching the culture. They got Little League World Series that show you baseball from all over the world. They got boxing.
By the way, Lake Murray, Florida won last year. Shout out to Lake Murray right quick. Peeps. Go ahead. Sorry.
They got ESPN is owned by ABC. So they got, which is Fox's direct fucking competitor, not NBC, ABC. ESPN has, ESPN is owned by ABC, which is owned by Disney. So they got all the other sports. What is Disney famous for? Touching the world, Craig. Not
and
just
all
white
the kids.
folks.
And all the kids.
Not just white folks, my nigga. They got
kids.
Euro Disney, Disney France, Disney Japan. They got Disney everywhere. So it only stands to reason that their global sports footprint touches everywhere and everything.
All I want to make sure that is included in this conversation is the facts with regard to the contracts. And there is a deliberate, right now, I don't want to say an attempt, but a neglect of the sport as a result of this breakup. Let me just make sure I'm clear. ESPN to end broadcast partnership. They're already laying the seeds for getting rid of it. You got to read why, because y'all are going to be like, well, because nobody give a fuck. All right, here's why. The reason why is because...
Blow it up so we can read it.
All right, well,
unless you're going to use your reading skills, bro, because I can't see that shit.
Yeah, you know that nigga can read out loud.
We are great.
Whatever, man. You can read now. See it?
I got that 20.
That better. Blind ass man.
ESPN's coverage of Major League Baseball. The Major League Baseball games.
Yeah, I can read it. Man, goddamn, man. Shit, I stupid.
Okay, go.
All right. ESPN's coverage of Major League Baseball games will conclude at the end of 2025. It was announced Thursday. There was a March 1st deadline for MLB and ESPN to opt out of the final 3 years of their contract. The sides agreed to a 7-year deal in 2021 that averaged $550 million per season. We are grateful for our long-standing relationship with Major League Baseball and proud of how ESPN's coverage super serves fans. This network said in a statement, in making this decision, we applied the same discipline and fiscal responsibility that built ESPN's industry-leading live events portfolio as we continue to grow our audience across linear and digital social spectrums. Now, platforms. Now, I do want to say also that MLB Network launched before this deal and has grown since, so that also has contributed to this. All right, let me continue. As we've been throughout this process, we remain open to exploring new ways to serve MLB fans across our platforms beyond 2025. ESPN has carried MLB games since 1990, but cut back its coverage in the current contract to 30 regular season games, mostly Sunday night in the wild card postseason. ESPN had the home run derby and spring training games. The previous 8-year deal, which ran from 2014 to 2021, saw ESPN broadcast up 90 regular season games. ESPN also stopped airing daily baseball tonight, which is where you get your
Stop right there. Stop right there. Now scroll back up.
What?
Scroll back up 2 paragraphs higher. Right there. Go back. Right. Keep one more right there. As we have been throughout this entire process, we remain open to it. Now, right there, right before that. Boom.
What's the problem?
In making this decision, we apply the same discipline and fiscal responsibility that has built ESPN's industry-leading live event portfolio as we continue to grow our fan base, which means we ran the numbers.
No.
We were showing 90 games with little to no viewership.
No.
We cut that shit down to 30 games and niggas still not watching.
You're speculating. No. This is coming because of the deal that Apple was making. What?
That makes no sense. And ESPN just outbid TNT to get NBA coverage from them.
I'm not asking ESPN to earn all of the baseball games. But
that's what you asking.
No, I'm not. I didn't ask for baseball to be run with the games, but to be covered. Yeah, I shouldn't have to leave the sports network to go somewhere else to find
that means people stop watching web gyms. That means people stop watching baseball tonight.
You're really trying to tell me that every single thing that you see on SportsCenter is something that you really gave a fuck about?
I just told you. No.
Shit, and you be like, I have no interest in this, but I'm watching.
Nah, that's not the case though.
Baseball community that's being neglected,
bro. Like, I don't know how many times we got to say this. When ESPN plays those what you call nobody cares about things, it's because it's trending. It is a global thing. It is not. When you see Power Slap on ESPN, it's because it's
you started right out my fucking mouth. Because
if you see a sport that you never saw before, and then all of a sudden you see it being covered by ESPN, it's because it's trending on social media.
Do you remember 21 years ago, ESPN showed us the &1 mixtape tour? It's because street ball was the popular thing in the motherfucking streets at the time. Nigga, if highlight became the sport of the people, ESPN will be showing us the national highlight championships every fucking year. If pickleball or cornhole became the shit to play, my nigga, last year they showed the Big 3 championship on ESPN.
And they bringing it back.
Hold up. This year, we win. We don't even got to go last year. What did I just tell you, Vince, about that ESPN was playing? And I was like, damn, man, I didn't even know this was a thing. That golf. The virtual golf shit tournament thing. Yes. Why are they doing that? Because it's trending. It literally was
trending because it's not trending. They're pushing it because they can make money off of it.
That's why they did
it. Can I ask a question? Can I ask a question to Vince? Just a quick question.
Nobody gives a fuck about TVL.
What do you consider trending then?
Well, obviously, we all have different.
Yeah, because you mistake shit that you like for shit that's trending. I don't like Sexy Red, but she trending like a motherfucker.
I ain't lying.
I don't think trending and things that I like are synonymous. I don't agree with that. But I do think that everybody, if you use
a pistachio ice cream ass nigga. Nobody really likes it, but a small percentage. But you want it on the shelf at every store.
No, that's not true. But Apple games, I prefer the pineapple game, than all the little.
No, what I'm saying, baseball is pistachio ice cream. It's good as fuck to the people that like it, but it's indifferent to the motherfuckers that would rather eat cookies and cream.
Raise your hand if you're a fan of
You're a fan of roof football. Oh yeah.
All right.
Roof football.
Roof?
Yeah. You know.
I've never heard of it. I've never heard of it.
Oh well, oddly enough, ESPN has this shit on the weekends airing live because everybody evidently thinks it's quote unquote trending. Y'all ain't never even heard of it, but this is a whole thing. They're airing this shit on ESPN. This and a whole bunch of other. Now the slap shit is hilarious.
And apparently, is more people watching that than 9 innings of baseball.
True, because the motherfuckers that want to watch baseball have to go to MLB TV to get their fix.
No, that's not what it is. That's not what it is, man. What it
Can I
is
ask
the
you
people
this?
that really like baseball and every select baseball market are really at the game. It's not really that many motherfuckers at home
Oh my God. You did not
watching
just
it
do
at
that.
home.
Okay. So how many games y'all
also-
been to this year? Basketball, because y'all really don't fuck with it. You better tell me you've been to every goddamn game or at least one.
Now how much it
Come on,
cost to go to a basketball
You know,
game?
do you know how much it costs to go to a Dallas Mavericks game? Nigga, I don't live in no C market like Oklahoma City.
What the fuck?
You live in Dallas. You literally.
It don't matter.
That's
It
an A
don't
market,
motherfucking
nigga.
matter. It don't matter.
Do you know
The
how
game
much
don't
Dallas
matter.
Mavericks tickets cost? Nigga, we had Luka and then we had AD. Do you know how much Dallas Mavericks tickets cost, cuz?
You
A
telling me
ticket?
that I
I'm
gotta
trying
buy
to
a
get a
ticket if
ticket.
I'm a real
Hold
fan,
up.
but you telling me
I'm
that
trying
you
to
ain't
buy
that you a real
a ticket.
Mavericks or a Dallas fan, but you ain't been to their game. Like that ain't making no sense.
I ain't been in no game this season, no.
Let's keep it consistent.
Hey,
I
I feel like this is going every. This is going.
Hold
I
up.
feel
Let me
like
ask
this
you a
is going
question,
every.
though.
Go ahead.
Let me ask a question, T. Let me ask you a question. Y'all said something a couple weeks ago. Y'all was talking about the same subject. Y'all talking about.
I didn't want to go here.
Yeah, but they were talking
Yeah,
about
you
it
did,
last week.
sensitive ass nigga. You
And-
wanted to go here. Well, don't nobody
and-
like baseball.
Hold up, T. This question is for T. Check this out. Y'all discussed this about a couple weeks ago about people not coming up to the games, baseball. Y'all was looking at it's still the same, Vince, is what I'm telling you. If you elaborate on that, and maybe he'll understand where you're coming from, because it's all about the money right there. And if nobody is watching it, no reason for us to put it on there.
Not that nobody's watching it. Okay, I don't think that NHL has better numbers. In fact, I have this for a fact. I know that NHL numbers are lower than MLB, but it gets a lot of coverage. Here's the fact. The fact that
Don't do that. And no, because you do that all the time. You say something and then you try to skip past it. No, nigga. No, I'm not. You do this all the time. Yo, this is what I just said.
At the end of the day, what has to happen? I won't do that. I ain't gonna do. I ain't down like that. But all I was saying is that the contract is impacting what's happening. That's the only point I'm trying to make.
No, all right, but what you've been doing is trying to make these false accusations that support
ESPN
your
was paying them
argument.
folks $500 million.
You just said I know NHL ain't more thing than the baseball, and what I said was the ESPN only covers NHL when the playoffs are going on. It is the playoffs. That is not bullshit. Now if you're talking about scores, which they do recaps every day
Or
of baseball or highlights of an NHL game, that's different. But to say that they cover the games, they only cover the games during playoffs. That's when they cover the games.
They do have a hockey.
Because it's too many games. It's too many games.
Here, at the end of the day, we ain't gotta go here. Look, I know I'm an anomaly. I'm the rock on the other side of the pond. I get it. I ain't tripping. But I'm frustrated about it, and this is the only place I got to vent that. So at the end of the day, that is what it is.
I mean, hey, bro, maybe if pistachio ice cream started doing other shit with other desserts, it might get well liked. But as of right now, it's fucking pistachio ice cream. And unless you really love pistachios,
have you actually had pistachio ice cream?
No, but
I
I'm about to
don't
go
like
find this
pistachio.
shit.
I haven't either, so I don't know whether I like it or not. But what I'm hearing is that a bunch of people don't even fuck with pistachio and never even tried it.
That's baseball. Baseball has become pistachio ice cream. The only Americans that play baseball are mostly white.
And to the
is how it has to be.
Well, look, to your point, you pulled up the article. You pulled up the article and showed us the article. Based upon the article that I read, the same one that you showed us, this was not just a random decision that ESPN woke up one day. Hold on.
I've been trying to tell y'all.
Oh, okay. Listen, let me finish. This wasn't a thing that ESPN just woke up from one day and was like, we don't want to do MLB anymore. No, there was a literally a data analyst that looked at how this profitability numbers versus what we're investing in coverage. So
don't nobody take away 2/3 of something that's successful.
That's for successful.
Yeah, white people don't leave nothing.
They went from 90 games. They went from 90 games of coverage to 30 games of coverage. which they said, okay, it's not working on the large sample size, so we'll go with a smaller
Hold on, Ty, because don't skip over this. They went from 90 games of coverage to 30 games of coverage and was still paying them niggas $500 million a year.
No. You guys are excluding so
no,
many
nigga, the terms of the contract said $550 million per year for the last 8 years. Yet they cut their coverage down 2/3.
Answer me this one question, Ty. You said that they have an analyst that's looking at these things. Is that what you're reading in the article, or are you assuming that?
I'm from a business standpoint. It makes.
I don't
know any.
That's his
opinion. I'm not reading that. I'm not reading that specifically in the article.
Make sure that we're clear about that. So one of the reasons that it's being outsourced is because there are other sources that do want to cover the sport. At the time, there was Bally Sports, and then you also had MLB join that, and now you got FanDuel and other companies that are also picking up the slack where that stuff that happens. So not that MLB doesn't have the ability.
There are 182 regular season games
62
in baseball. That's not including playoffs, nor the World Series, the ALDS or the NLDS or the World Series. That's not including none of that.
Regular season.
So, and on top of that, they were already paying. If I'm already paying, let's just call baseball coochie. Right. I'm paying for this coochie. I get to fuck this coochie 90 times a year.
90 times.
Let's just call baseball coochie.
I'm paying this coochie $500 million to fuck 90 times a year.
Yeah, 90 times.
I don't care that somebody want to come fuck the other 90 days that she's available. I'm paying for 90 days. If I went from 90 days of fucking that coochie to 30 days of fucking that coochie, and I'm paying her the same amount every year still,
you lost your money.
That mean that coochie not good. That don't mean my money ain't no good no more. That mean I don't want to fuck her like everybody else want to fuck her. Go ahead, fuck her. She got 90. Matter of fact, not only do she got 90 more days available for you, she got 150 days for you now, boss. Because I'm gonna give you 60 of my days.
Mm-hmm. No, real talk. If you really look at it like that,
now if you really want to prove your point, young Vincenzo, go look at how many games are being broadcast by those other networks. If it equals to 150 games, now you got a viable fucking point. But if all those networks that are coming to shop with MLB still can't put together 182 broadcast games across how many teams?
Okay, this is like
how many teams?
Let me be clear.
How many teams?
30 teams. All right.
30 teams. So that's on average. They was giving one game to every team.
Yo, I don't see how this nigga do taxes.
You gotta keep the tax in here. All right, hold on, wait. Hold on, let me say this, and real quick, and then I'm gonna have to pee, and then maybe we can close. I don't know what the fuck going on.
I think you're talking from pride.
I'm talking out of honest.
I'm talking about pride like it's June.
Because this shit is really.
Listen. Let me just
that boy got more pride than the month of June.
I thought I was gonna say something real quick and then move on to the subject, which was the PEDs in MLB. But y'all was like,
you want to borrow my skillet? You want to borrow my skillet?
No, keep the skillet down. Not yet. I don't want the skillet. I'm good. I just want to say this real quick. At one point in time, and this is I'm crossing the streams here. All right, I got to cross the streams, but I'm across the streams here. At one point in time, Netflix was where I used to watch Marvel shows. I would watch Daredevil on Netflix. I would watch Luke Cage on Netflix. I would watch Jessica Jones, Iron Fist, which was trash, on Netflix because that was where Marvel was putting it. Okay, they also put some content on Hulu, and they would put it other places. In fact, there was some teasing of Marvel having their own entity. While they were doing this, DC was like, "Fuck that. We're gonna make our own shit," and they started making shows like Swamp Thing and putting it on their own website, and you had to get it there exclusively. Marvel saw what happened, and they collaborated with Disney, pulled all their shit off Netflix, and said, "Fuck that! You want this shit? If you really like it, come on, get it. It's right over here on this Disney plate. Let's go ahead and go back across the river." MLB is looking at how it's being outsourced. They're looking at the potential money that they could have. And they say, you know what? Why are we giving this away to everybody? We can make our own network. MLB in 2009 starts the MLB network. Then all of the arbitration at that point starts. Do we really got to give ESPN all these shows when we got our own network? Do we really got to give this? So then you start seeing them not airing as many games. It's not because they just lost interest. It's because there is a new pathway for us to try to get all of the commerce out of this product. But then they start saying, well, look where the world is going. People are watching it on phones. So maybe we should offer Apple, Amazon, places like that a deal. They offer them a different deal than they offered to ESPN. And ESPN says, well, shit, why we got to pay two? Why are we paying $550 million for what you're offering them for $8 million? And they're like, all right, we cool. So all this, they just don't like baseball is not necessarily exactly what has happened. I'm just saying that there's more to the story with regard to what's going on
Vince,
ESPN.
you do realize that that's happening with every sport. Like that happened with football.
That's the way of life. Why would I pay this bitch $100 a fuck when she gonna let Pookie hit for some McDonald's? Go fuck Pookie then.
Yeah, and to your point, Vince, you just proved our point.
Thank you.
You sit here like a nigga saying, well, fuck, I don't need her anyway. I can go over here and get this pussy over here.
And on top of that, you lied, nigga. Because even though they started the MLB app in 2009, ESPN renewed their contract with Major League Baseball in 2014. Then they renewed it again in 2021.
No, they didn't. No, they didn't. They had
go back and read what you just pulled up, nigga.
I will put it on the screen.
Go back first of all, because I have a very good memory. It's part of being an autodidact. What the article said was ESPN and Major League Baseball just parted ways because they were 4 years into a 7-year deal. They had up until March the 1st to cancel their 7-year deal, and they canceled it. This is coming off the heels of an 8-year deal that they did from 2014 up until 2021. They renewed the deal for another 7 years in 2021, and they're canceling said deal as of March the 1st.
It was never an annual deal. It was always a multi-year deal. That was the only point
I said that. The first multi-year deal was in. So let me say it again. They had a multi-year deal that they entered for $550 million a year that started in 2014. Correct. They renewed that deal in 2021 for another 7 years. Correct. They just rescinded that deal because the deadline to terminate was March the 1st of this year. So they left the contract with 3 years left on the deal.
I thought you were talking about last year. As in last year, they started a new contract.
No, so if they started the MLB network 16 years ago, they've been cashing in with ESPN for the last 9 years, cuz. But the point 11, really and truly.
The audience did not go away. They just found a different home. The love for the sport.
That's what happened to them. They just found a new home.
Still exists.
So in other words, you sound like I should be able to go see whoever I want to see and still keep a sugar daddy. I should be able to fuck whoever I want to fuck. This is my coochie, but I still deserve to have a sugar daddy taking care of me.
Hey, y'all win, man. Baseball.
You want ESPN to be your sugar daddy. You want ESPN to cough up $500 million a year being your motherfucking sugar daddy while you give that motherfucking mid-ass coochie to anybody that'll have it. Tubi can get some coochie.
So Vince is taking the Robert Griffin III approach. And,
where you going?
And
come back.
And rather than stand on your business, stand on business. You gonna run and hide behind.
Because he know you're right.
All I was saying with Vince is you're literally arguing over something that happens in every sport. And there was a time where the NBA coverage was being covered more on ESPN. It's not being covered as much on ESPN. Now you see it on TNT and TBS and all of these other platforms that it can now raise its pretty face on. Max. You can go to Max and watch NBA games, and you can go on Prime Video and watch NFL games. And you can go on Peacock.
TV.
You can go on Peacock and watch the Sunday football games, and on Monday night you might have to watch it on ESPN. Yo, this is what they do. This is every outlet realizing there's another check that I can get, and that's it. And you over here mad because
no 1 month is stop no show.
Yeah, I'm saying, come on, man. It's just crazy, yo. And to hear you talk about
how do you expect?
ESPN got smart. That's why they said we applied discipline and fiscal responsibility.
Yeah,
we went
they
back
said
and looked
some
at our
big
numbers,
words.
nigga. Wait a minute, we paying this hoe how much? And she ain't even been exclusive, guy.
Yeah, and they already had done it for years. It was like, man, fuck this. We out. I would have did the same fucking thing. Look how much money they saved.
$500 million a year is how much they save. And then think about it like this also. ESPN just lost ABC. They just lost their contract for the NBA. NBA moving back to NBC, right?
Yeah.
But ESPN also stole a fucking contract from TNT for the midweek basketball.
Basketball.
They lost one in game one. Same with football. Fox then lost their motherfucking Sunday bid. It's then went to CBS. And Sunday night football is on
football. Oh yeah, it is. You're right. CBS on the daytime.
Yeah, I said CBS, bro. They had the Super Bowl last 2 years.
Yeah.
And then Sunday night football then went to NBC, like you said, it's on Peacock.
NBC and Peacock.
And then Amazon got Thursday nights.
Yep. They got the Thursday nights. And the only time that ESPN still has for football is Monday night.
Yep.
That's it.
And that's not even on ABC no more. That's moved strictly to ESPN now.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm saying is, once a motherfucker realize you giving your coochie to somebody else, what you can't do is demand the same dollar amount that you was selling your coochie for.
Man, you got some expensive ass coochie, Vince.
I was paying for exclusivity.
Your coochie is expensive, nigga. I ain't even gonna lie, nigga. You are telling this man that he gonna spend his money the way you want to spend it. Your coochie is amazing. Tell him,
and your coochie can be amazing as long as I'm the only one getting it. What you not gonna do is give your coochie to everybody else, and they pay less money than me, and you expect me to keep on cashing out
for hamburgers
for $8 million, bitch. So I'm paying $542 million more than that, nigga.
Right? That don't even make sense.
And I'm giving you more games.
Yeah,
on a bigger network, on a bigger platform.
First of all,
bitch, you done got beside yourself.
Leave my coochie out of this.
To the streets with you.
You not understanding the reverence of what you saying. You basically telling us
it's really gonna hurt your fucking feelings when ESPN come back with them Savannah Bananas games. Bitch, we don't need Major League Baseball. We just need baseball.
And I believe that's gonna happen. Yeah. I believe that's gonna happen because I know it's gonna happen, my nigga. This team from other networks. So therefore,
ESPN is still gonna cover college baseball, college softball, Little League World Series, and now Savannah Banana games and other minor league games.
Yep.
ESPN finna show you, bitch. We don't need Major League Baseball. We just need baseball.
Fair enough. Well,
bitch, we'll show church. We'll show church league softball before we show another Major League Baseball game. Bitch, you must think we Pete Rose. We don't need you, ho.
Yeah, and also, you won't hear about them niggas until the playoff.
Wow,
nigga. Because the only thing I watched was the home run derby and the ALDS. Because I'm a Texas Rangers fan. Texas Rangers games come on local TV.
Right.
Yeah, well, that was the problem I had. That was what made me get lost in the wilderness with baseball for so many years. Because as a Cardinals fan to move to Florida and can only be watching them when they play the Rays or the Marlins, it was frustrating, you know. So it was great when MLB came out, and then I was so used to watching ESPN for like highlights and updates, and then I look up and I see less and less. But so it's a little frustrating. It is what it is. Let me ask you.
I remember every night ESPN used to show web gems. They would show the top 10 catches, pop flies, chase down, tag outs at the plate.
And it was a guy named BK Brian Kinney that used to host Baseball Tonight. He's now on MLB TV. So I feel like my appetite is disloyal motherfucker jump ship, and you want to act like it's ESPN's fault. They killed the show. The show's on once a week. What's he gonna do? Like stay there? You can't feed your family up once a week, bro. Come on.
Hey man, what you talking about? How much money? How much money? Okay, now go pull up the money, Mr. Money Man. Go pull up them contracts for all them other networks, and let's see if it equals up to $500 million a year.
Yeah, because ESPN was putting out that bread, boy. They were putting out that bread. They got tired of it, man. Period.
I get it. The coochie is bad. It's
Are you gonna pay $300 in the club for a section if you find out I'm sitting in the same section next to you for $50?
It's grade Y pussy. I get it. I get it. Everything. It all makes sense now, fellas.
Yeah,
right?
baseball turned that shit into some great value pussy and still want to charge Whole Foods prices.
Yeah, if you throw it in the sky, it won't turn to sunshine. I get it. But if y'all were in relations, this nigga, where you had to leave, bro.
I had to leave, man. Them niggas started talking about you got good pussy, and I'm like, nigga, I've been hanging with this nigga all these years. Didn't know he was walking around carrying all this good pussy, nigga. I'm out here at 2:00 in the morning. Searching my phone Rolodex, and the nigga, I'm with the good pussy. Nigga, well, I didn't know. I think good pussy attracts other good pussy. I didn't know.
My nigga, I need you to not. I'm gonna need you to step 2 steps back.
Nigga, I thought we was best friends the whole time. You were holding out.
Bro, baseball laying in the bed. Baseball laying in the bed with ESPN. Baseball laying in the bed with ESPN, texting Fox like, you up?
Yeah, for real. You up? You doing anything?
Man.
I'm on my way.
Yes, and a bunch of other places.
Baseball is the equivalent of a kept woman that cheats.
Mm-hmm.
All right, don't. Hey.
I don't even know how that makes sense, but
well, it makes sense.
Story time. So back when you bought Black Rose out here just giving it to the community. Back when I was out here doing the Lord's work, one show I did, I met this young lady who was a young 51 years old. She came to my show. Back then, I used to drink a drink called the Passport, which was Grand Marnier, Douce, club soda, sweet and sour mix. I call it the Passport because it take you places. Anyway, I'm sipping on my Passport. I'm having me a good time. End of the comedy show. This young lady come up and tell me how well I did. Asked me could she buy me another drink. I said, I'm about to step out on the patio and smoke. She said, well, you got some weed? I say, hell yeah. One thing leads to the next. And then she basically asked if we could go home together that night. And I say, yeah, we could do that. And this lady drives me downtown and we check into the West End Hotel. Now, it never dawned on me that like, why we don't go to your house or nothing like that. I assume she was maybe a single mother, had children at the house, didn't want to be bringing strange penis around her children. I respected that. And it was kind of cool jumping in a luxury vehicle, smoking weed, listening to jazz, being taken to a 5-star hotel to clap cheeks on this older lady. It was only after about our 3rd time hooking up that I noticed that was a wedding ring on her goddamn hand. And I said, how long has it been since your husband passed? She said, my husband is alive and well. I said, oh, damn. Did you actively marry? She was like, yes. And I said, so we cheating on your husband? She was like, well, me and my husband got to understand it, baby. He knows that as long as I don't do nothing to embarrass him, whatever makes me happy and keeps me coming home with a smile on my face, he is more than happy to pay for it. That's when I learned that the car, the hotel, the trip we had taken, the food we were eating, the weed and liquor she was buying was all being financed by her husband.
His name.
This lady was very kept, bro. Lived in a motherfucking mini mansion, had everything she could ever want, the best clothes, the best jewelry, the best car, and she was giving that coochie to a young, broke, fledgling comedian named Black Ron. Who couldn't have bought her a motherfucking steak plate at Waffle House.
Not at Waffle House. Ain't nothing wrong with steak
That's Major League Baseball. Major League Baseball had a $500 million husband and was letting Amazon Prime beat for $8 million.
Yeah. Yo, that is accurate. That is much better.
Yo, Todd, you eat? What you eat?
Better than what you were saying at first, which was that everybody just don't fuck with it.
They sure look good.
They give the coochie for a lower price to everybody else. That is a much better depiction of what's actually happening with ESPN.
A golf course food right there. That's golf course food.
Oh, you throwing that shit?
Oh, you over there grazing? You over there grazing? You got a little snack platter?
Look at it. Look at it.
That's the licking. Is that the licking?
Oh, fat ass boy. They got wings and macaroni. Ain't nothing green on that plate.
He muted.
He cussing somebody out. He telling somebody, "Wait, where my collard
greens? Bitch, where the fuck is my sweet potato? Bitch, I said I wanted sweet potatoes and macaroni and cheese. Where the fuck is my sweet potatoes?
And give me red Kool-Aid.
What is that?
I need some red
What is that?
Kool-Aid.
These sweet potatoes right here? Oh, okay, that better be my goddamn sweet potatoes. I was gonna kick your ass. That hadn't been my sweet potatoes. It better be my goddamn sweet potatoes. Now, bring me an ice water. Thank you, baby. There's my ice water right there.
Oh,
what's that right there? Oh, that's the gravy.
Oh, that's
the banana. Oh, that's the sweet potatoes.
Yeah, put on the gravy for the homie.
Them my sweet potatoes is right there. Them my sweet potatoes is right there. I knew I needed them sweet potatoes.
Yeah, I had to pour the gravy out for my dead homies.
For your dead homies.
My dead homies. Nah, this cabbage right here. This cabbage right here.
That cabbage look good though.
I got the cabbage. Yeah, I got the cabbage and the sweet potato with that oxtail gravy on it. I got the chicken and the macaroni. I got me one cornbread muffin and one white bread roll. Yeah, and baby, bring me an extra cup of ice because this tea ain't got enough ice in it.
Yeah, I need some red Kool-Aid.
That's a lot of money. How about I give you $1.50?
There you go. You got the tea.
I told you got that sweet tea. Yeah, that boy got that sweet tea. Go on the side of that thing.
Oh, it's too
right.
Now I'm about to log off with y'all, and I'm gonna eat till my nipples start sweating. That's what I'm finna do.
Yeah, I'm gonna get all this diabetes.
100%.
I'm gonna eat till I got a wet chest.
That's right.
Ooh, and that's it.
You know you.
And then,
bring me a piece of pineapple, baby, to put off in this sweet tea.
Hell yeah! And then after I'm done with that, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna shave my beard a little more smaller.
Just a little more smaller. I gotta look like Benjamin Franklin, just a little bit. I gotta look like Martin Van Buren.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna go take a bath with my chains on my chest. I'm gonna lay in the water.
Yes,
and let that gravy soak out my body.
I'm gonna lay out on the.
I'm gonna take me a nap.
And remember,
take me a nap, baby. Come comb my hair. I feel like looking like a fat Troy Polamalu on the golf course today.
And remember this, baby. And remember this. We ain't no nincompoop. We are not.
Hey, all I know is I'm gonna say this one more time on the pod for everybody. You know what I'm saying? So we don't have no discrepancies. Vince challenged me last week and said that he was gonna beat me in basketball. Yeah, man. And
yes, he did.
I don't take kindly to challenges.
He did say that.
I do not take kindly to challenges, especially when it's something I know you can't beat me in.
So what we doing? Game to 11? Y'all playing 21?
I done already invited him to this ass whooping. I done already told him we got multiple courts, multiple basketballs, multiple whatever, nigga. Whatever sport you think you could beat me in, I'm here for.
Outdoor.
I said basketball. He said tennis. I said both, nigga. We can do both. I don't have a problem. You keep saying that from the confines of your home. I just know that I'll be here for 7 days, my nigga. Any day that you want to pull up and challenge me on any of those things.
I think y'all
and look, my wife is already ready with the camera for the footage. So we can
fuck yeah. We gotta do it on camera.
We gonna show it on the show, nigga.
If we don't do it on the show, it didn't happen, baby. No, y'all wives gotta sit in the background. Like Robert Griffin wife.
You don't get to part your lips to tell me you gonna beat me at something and think I ain't gonna expose you. Nigga, I'm gonna expose you for who you are, nigga.
And it's only fair
because you charlatan.
Yeah, and it's only fair because we did it on live. You gotta.
Yeah, wherever you show out at is where you get your whooping. Now your
that
shoulder out
confidence,
on live.
I can see the
You gonna get the
confidence
whooping on
leaving
live.
your shoulder. I can see the confidence leaving your
He was
shoulders.
kind of
as
bleeding
we
out his body. You see it?
Hey, he only confident in that tennis. I promise you. He gonna whoop your ass in tennis. But basketball, I don't know. I ain't seen him on the court.
He only gonna win in tennis because he looked like Arthur Ashe.
Listen, let me be
look
very
like Arthur
clear.
Ashe.
Let me
No,
be very
nigga,
clear.
you look like Arthur Ashe.
You look
Let
like
me be
Arthur
very
Ashe.
clear. Let me be very clear. It don't matter what he looked like. It don't matter what sport it is. There will never be a day that Vince Taylor beats me in anything related to athleticism. What? And this is with me. This is
That
with
nigga
me
say you can't
gaining
even fuck
weight.
with him in
This is with
pickleball,
me
cuz.
gaining weight. This is with me not playing every day like I used to. Nigga,
You can't beat
there's
this
never
nigga
gonna
in
be a
hot
sport. There's never gonna be a sport athletically. Oh, damn, he do look like damn. That looks like Vince with hair. That looks like Vince with hair.
Yeah,
That looks like Vince with hair. Oh man.
Hey.
Yeah.
Face ass nigga.
So yeah,
Hey, you know,
anytime you want to pull up, the cameras is ready, the courts is ready.
This is something that needs to be
baseball,
solved.
whatever you want to do, however you want to do
We
it.
need to solve
That's
this
what
right
it is.
now.
Volleyball, it don't matter. Whatever sport
Volleyball,
it is.
Tennis in 21. That's all.
kickball.
That's it. I
There's
think
no
tomorrow.
sport.
Tomorrow. What time? When do the little ones arrive? Thursday, right?
Oh, not tomorrow. So you
Thursday.
fine.
Oh, you fine. Uh-oh.
Damn, nigga, it's still a question, my nigga.
Well,
God
damn.
damn.
I mean,
He said, ain't no excuses. Pull up and get your ass whooped.
You just said tomorrow, and I'm telling you, don't worry about it. They fine. They not
No,
gonna be.
he said he got
be here.
time, cuz. He got time, cuz.
I got plenty of time. Plenty. I've been waiting.
Yo, I don't think
I've been
Vince is gonna show up. I don't think Vince is gonna show
Yeah.
up.
And you know who else you look like,
I'll
Vince?
say that right now.
You look like Raphael Sadiq.
You shut your dark Maxi Priest looking ass up.
Lay
nigga.
your head on my pillow,
Oh,
face
man.
ass nigga. I'm on your ass.
Goddamn shit, nigga. And nigga, please. All right, hold up. All I want
Hey
to ask
Vince,
y'all before
for
y'all
all
quit.
rights and purposes, man, you
You
must
look
show
like
up.
Malcolm X.
You must show up, man. You have your civil duty to show up tomorrow. This is something that has to be solved. We must have a
You
solution.
look like Arthur Ashe, Malcolm X, and Raphael Sadiq. You look like your name is Malcolm Arthur Ashe. You look like your name is Arthur Malcolm Sadiq. That's your name, goddamn.
He is on your ass, nigga. He is on your
Nigga named
ass.
Malcolm Sadiq. Malcolm Arthur Sadiq. Malcolm Arthur. Malcolm Arthur.
Look here, Kyle Goons. Look here, Kyle Goons.
Nigga, mama come on the porch. Malcolm Arthur.
Cal
Yes,
Jones.
ma'am.
They'll be putting that out there on Cal.
That nigga look
All
like
right,
Kyle
so on the
Goons.
way out, this is a dumb, silly, real quick question. I figured, but I know 55% of us are in relationships. All right, that are of the permanent kind. I'm just wondering if you all
Of the
have
permanent variety.
correct. Now, do you guys have rivalries with teams within the household? Because I think that for the most part, you know, I don't know if y'all like do y'all have like, oh, well, she's like she likes the Dodgers or she likes the Mets and I'm a Yankees fan or she likes y'all don't got to deal with shit like that. I'm just wondering if you ever did.
Man, I could only be with a woman who was a fan of her college.
If one of your teams was getting blown out and you had to sit there and watch it while you was next to your girl and she was reading you while it was happening, do you really get mad?
First of all,
fucking right.
How y'all know that's what they talking about? Second of all, he only brung her because they made him. So let's just keep that 100. Second of all, that nigga got T got me hungry as fuck, nigga. I want to go eat some rat motherfucking guy. This nigga.
Hey man, look here.
Nigga.
Look here. Shout out to all the ladies in the place with style and grace. Allow me to lace these lyrical dishes in your bushes. I get it, you know, it's women that are doing things to make themselves more advantageous or available to the young dating pool that's out there. So you got women going to pool halls and cigar bars and Buffalo Wild Wings and sporting events and shit like that. And you got women that are becoming, you know, fans of sports franchises or professional players. And that's all well and that's all good. But call me old fashioned. I know I'm finna rub a lot of women the wrong way, but that's one thing for you to be knowledgeable about a sport, or even have your favorite players. But there's another thing when it comes to being a diehard fucking fan of a franchise, and I've never found that shit attractive for a girl to want to sit up and talk football with me on some, oh, you know the Cowboys suck. Y'all ain't going to the Super Bowl this year, bitch. I'll beat you up. Who are you talking to? I don't sit up and talk to you. I don't sit up and talk to you about your favorite reality TV shows. Oh, you know, Candy gonna tell Tina where she get off at on. Man, hey man, there's certain shit that's man shit and certain shit that's woman shit. Okay, if you a fan of your college where you actually attended, that's one thing. But in my mind, if you're a big ass Kansas City Chiefs fan and nobody in your fucking family was ever drafted to the Kansas City Chiefs, to me, a nigga who you used to fuck was either a player for or a diehard fan of the Kansas City Chiefs, and that's why you fanning so hard right now. I don't bring your old relationship into our new relationship, bitch.
Wow. Oh shit. Hilarious. So you are of the assumption that the only way that a woman can be a diehard fan is if a man made her that way.
I didn't say that. I didn't say the only way nothing. I said in my mind, if I come across a woman who tells me that she's from a town, now it'd be different if you said you from, since we talk about the Chiefs, if you from Kansas City and your whole life you was ingratiated to be a Kansas City Chiefs fan. That's cool when you're around a whole bunch of other Kansas City Chiefs fans. But unless I told you that I'm a fan of the Kansas City Chiefs, don't be all in my motherfucking face on game day with your Chiefs t-shirt. Yeah, Chiefs. I'm finna go to this Chiefs watch party. Who the fuck got the Chiefs dick in your mouth so goddamn hard? Damn. Because when you get into a relationship, you got to throw all that other shit away that used to be a part of your life. It's about your new life and your new man and your new relationship. Oh shit! Oh shit! If I was with my ex-girlfriend and she was a diehard Beyonce fan and I became a Beyonce fan after that, when I meet my new chick and she be like, "Oh, you like Beyonce?" I be like, "Yeah, my ex put me on that shit." From that point on, I can't play no more Beyonce in the house.
That shit is so ignorant. That is the most ignorant shit I think I've heard from Black Rod in my life.
That's how women think. You tell me,
you mean tell me that if you was dating a woman who was going to the gym because before she got some sort of training from her ex who was a personal trainer, but now because she with you, she no longer can work out because she learned how to do that from her man before you.
If you learned how to do it, you can do it at home. You ain't got to go to the gym no more, is what I'm saying. But do all that shit that training nigga taught you right here at the crib.
To work with.
Nah, you was a wild boy. You was a wild boy. Like,
hey man. All I said was this how it work in my motherfucking mind, which is how it's gonna work in my motherfucking household. Now a lot of you niggas is cool with your old lady bringing remnants from another relationship into the life she had with you, like my good partner comedian Henry Coleman once said. Henry, if you hanging out with a bitch. She get up and go make you a sandwich. She don't ask you what you want on that sandwich. That bitch just made you another nigga sandwich.
Amen. Preach on it. Preach on it. Preach on it. Preach on it.
And all I'm saying is that unless you were an athlete, now I'm not talking about the women that are former professional athletes, former collegiate athletes. If you used to play that sport, I understand you following that sport that fucking closely, but I don't know no women that play football, cuz. So why you following this football team so goddamn hard? Who you used to fuck that was a fan of this football team so much that it got you interested? Or who you want to fuck that either used to or still play for that football team that got you fanning out so fucking hard?
And let me say something here real quick because I want to make a point on what he said. Story time. I once dated a chick one time, and she had some covers. She had some like blankets on her bed that we slept on, and it was a team. It was a Raiders thing, and I knew this bitch ain't for the Raiders. I was like, "Where this motherfucking cover come from? We in a relationship." She said, "Oh, this used to be my man cover," but she never saw that motherfucking cover again. Motherfucker was gone because I don't want to sleep under the Raiders any damn way. And plus, I was like, bitch, you don't know who the Raiders is. What you doing with the Raiders thing? She was like, oh, it used to be my man.
I guarantee you, every time I'd have fucked her, I'd have pulled out and nutted on that blanket. It's his cover, but these my kids all over it. Okay, Vince. You sitting there shaking your head like I'm saying some bullshit. Okay, then. When y'all started dating your wife, y'all were already established grown men, correct?
Right on.
Vince, Ty, Solo, y'all were already grown, fully functional men when you met your wives, correct?
Yeah, that's right. I remember.
Which means that you probably had your own place to stay when you met your old lady, right?
Yes, I did. I had my own place to stay.
Which means that you probably had a couple of fixtures and furnishings in your place that had been provided by a previous woman. Am I right or am I wrong?
Not in my old crib, but you know.
Yeah, you had something in there that came from a chick, be it a skillet, a coffee pot, a paper towel holder, a Raiders blanket, whatever it was. You had some item in your house that had been furnished and provided by your old chick.
Your point is taken.
And the minute you got with your new chick, did she not refurnish that shit?
Yes, she did. She got rid of everything that reminded her of anybody else that ever been in that bitch.
I'm just saying. Unless your mama gave you these pots and pans, they going out. I'll get you some new skillets. Yep. Unless your mama gave you these sheets and towels, they getting thrown out. I'm not laying under another bitch's taste and preferences.
Ron, I hear everything you're saying, but you're giving this diatribe based on
nigga. What does that mean?
It means a long thought out speech or presentation.
This nigga, you gotta stop doing that, bro. I don't understand that shit,
I
man.
told you, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just talking to my
regular.
Hey man, he don't know which parts of your resume you lied about, Solo.
Yeah, nigga, goddamn.
Nigga, like just no words, nigga. Goddamn.
Nigga, okay, all right. So we're gonna be real right here. We're gonna be 100. We're gonna be 100, motherfucker. When do you use that word in any conversation other than right now?
I just did.
I'm talking about in the hood, like when we talking, nigga, like we regular talking. When do you say that?
I use the word diatribe all the time.
I'm me everywhere. You understand? So I don't gotta go to the hood and then turn on some different way. All right.
Nigga, look.
We was nerds, nigga. We was nerds coming up. We use these words in everyday shit.
Don't get mad at me because you didn't.
Smart motherfuckers, educated some of the bitches, not sweating when you taking a test, ass niggas.
Oh man, I thought that you didn't eat a good breakfast to bring your own pencil on test day, nigga.
Yeah, this nigga it was ready. I bet you had a pocket full of goddamn pens and shit right here for every occasion.
Hey yo, that man said you had a pocket protector, cuz.
I ain't had no pocket protector, no Palm Pilot. This ain't nigga. Get the fuck, nigga. Anyway, the point is when Ron started talking about Ron started talking about ownership. He's taking this as a derivative of the conversation we was having based on them two having fandoms. And he basically channeled into, well, no, if you bring a blanket into my house that you got from your ex, then I don't want that blanket around me. But he's also saying that, like, yo, if you learned about Star Wars with your ex, then you no longer allowed to watch Star Wars movies. And I just disagree with that.
I disagree.
Yeah, you're gonna have to be a closet Star Wars fan. Like that's all I'm saying. Like, if you got into anime because the last nigga you was fucking was really into anime, what you not finna do is fuck up my Netflix algorithm watching a bunch of anime. Bitch, you're not into anime for real. You into dick with hobbies. And as soon as I dick you down enough, you're gonna start taking interest in my hobbies. You don't fuck a girl so long she start using your lingo.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
You think she stopped using that shit when y'all stopped fucking? No, she go to the next nigga using your lingo. And he like, man, this bitch cool as hell. She even got cool sayings. No, nigga, she got them sayings from you.
Those are not the only things that she learned from that gentleman, and some of the other stuff you might be benefiting from when the lights go off. I bet you don't tell her to stop doing that shit.
Don't give me head like how James like it. I don't like it when you grind the pepper when you give me head. That's what James like, bitch.
Wait a minute.
You
I
go
think
ahead
you
and you
repeat
take what
that.
you like,
Repeat that again.
but you take what you hate and discard it. So yeah, you just like in Dead Prayers when my man came back from overseas was like, yeah, she wasn't doing all that shit before you left to go overseas. Now was she?
No, that ain't where the disrespect came in. The disrespect came in, and bitch, you see, I'm at the motherfucking butcher shop doing whatever I can to put meat in on the goddamn stove, and the pimp still making visits while I'm gone at work.
This nigga still showing up at my house?
Yeah, ain't nothing like a man bringing home groceries. That nigga, I'll kill you right now.
Hey, yo.
Disrespect came from, how did you pay for all this shit when I was gone? And where did you go from? And who is this? And he looking at me like, and I don't even. So there's way more than just the butcher shit. Go ahead, Ty.
Yo, the more and more I'm listening to y'all, and I'm sitting here watching this video between this dude and this girl. By the way, they broke up after the game.
You looked this up.
Look. I can just tell by body language that this is inappropriate, and she thought I'm just gonna have some cool banter and fun with my man. And you gotta understand when a nigga's team is losing, it ain't shit funny.
It's not funny right now, bitch. I've been with this team longer than I've been with you. It's not funny. That nigga sitting there showing show like, so I don't care.
Yeah.
First of all, I still would have hit it. She looks sexy to me.
But you, anyway, that's because you ain't fucked her yet.
Yeah, well,
you show me a bad bitch, I'll show you a nigga that's tired of her.
Yeah,
every woman got a coochie, and every nigga gets tired of hitting the same coochie over and over again. I don't give a fuck who is attached to. You sitting there with the viewpoint of a nigga that ain't fucked her yet.
Yeah,
she talking to a nigga who tired of fucking her,
and he let her go.
Did you finish your point?
Look, the whole hat thing that she's doing, where she's like and doing all of that. To Black Ron's point, that probably came from the old nigga. That was the old nigga shit that he used to do with her. But, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. She done took that and used it on the new nigga. And the new nigga ain't feeling that shit.
Nigga.
He ain't feeling that shit.
And let's look at it like this. She could have grew up in a family of people who were really New York fans.
Then do that shit when you at your family house.
Yeah, but that's her team. She probably saying, fuck you. This is my team. It is what it is.
True indeed. That could be the case. But I mean, let's keep it real, man. You're a Mets fan at a Yankees game in Yankees Stadium with a Yankees fan. What exactly did you expect? What exactly did you expect?
He didn't expect his woman to lead the charge on the taunting.
Vince, you're skipping past the fact that he's in Yankee Stadium
with
a Mets jersey on. Hold on, with a Mets jersey on, and it's fitted.
I thought there was a Yankees hat. I thought there was a Yankees hat, but I wasn't sure. I said, well, maybe the Yankees and the Mets both do the N with the Y crossing each other.
That is a Yankees fitted he got on.
That's a Mets fitted because it's got the hash going across the Y.
Yeah, it does. And also the white boy sitting up under him going, you need to never bring this bitch to another game. He's like, that's why I don't bring my bitch to the game, bro. He's sitting there looking at it. Listen, he better thinking, now see there? I would never bring my bitch to the game. And look at he going, yeah, you hear that shit he's talking? He go, yeah, I hear it. Look at it.
I will tell you what's going on.
That bitch right there, she be gone. Yeah.
Oh, he pointed at her. He said, you hear old guy talking shit to that dude?
Yeah.
Reminds me of my old lady. I remember that shit.
Yeah,
What
he
do you
choke
think
slammed her ass right after the game. Choke slammed
Bro,
her.
you got to remember, because only half of the people in relationships are happy in this present
And a
moment.
nigga ain't gonna choke her.
Everybody else
on
is
his
looking for a reason to stay together, which means you have plenty of reasons to break up.
And that nigga got a heart on his arm. He ain't hard.
They be thinking it ain't got nothing to do with hard, bro. It has everything to do with you got to realize what space, what place you in your relationship. Like as men, especially as comics, we love laughing and joking with our old lady, right? But when she pissed off at you, ain't shit funny, my nigga.
Not at all.
That's not the time to come to her tickling on her or laughing or joking or pulling no prank or sending her a funny meme.
But Ron, don't you also
or roasting her?
Has there ever been a time
I'm roasting all the
realize
bitches
that
that
it was that until you realized that it was that? Where you was
No, because no bullshit. Because as soon as you got to high school, you learned how to read a room. Every nigga knows how it feels when you walk in the room and everybody stopped talking because they was just talking about you. Everybody knows what it feels to be the motherfucker being laughed at, not laughed with. Everybody knows what it feels to walk up and shoot your shot to a woman that's completely uninterested or disinterested.
I've been able to joke, say, with the wife about how she laughs. That's funny. But you can't joke with her about her hair, obviously. You know what I'm saying? But
none of that.
Found that out the hard way. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes that first time it sets you off for the rest of y'all's lives. For this shit, I don't know. If they're literally beefing over the game,
Man, he ain't leaving her, man. She the one drove there, man.
Oh, God, they let you know they had some other shit cooking and brewing. Yeah. They have other issues in their relationship. And this was supposed to be a date night. And she over there on some
Ron, make it make sense. If you, and I know you said you wouldn't want a woman who's into sports unless she came up with it, some other way. If you were dating some woman who was the daughter of an Astros player, right?
That makes sense then. You was raised to be a fan.
Fair, but you take her to an Astros game in all Ranger gear, but it's an Astros game. And God forbid the Astros start winning. Is she supposed to be like, oh, baby, it's okay? Like, she's still a fan. You're like,
No. That's why I said, and there's a difference. There's a difference between celebrating and gloating. You can celebrate the fact that your team won. And that's not the same thing as in your face. Y'all fucking suck. Like,
is it really that serious? Like, is it really
it's that serious. It's that serious when there's other shit under. It's that serious when there's other shit under the tone. Just like it's not that serious to hit your wife with a water balloon unless she already not fucking with you.
All right. For that, all right. Point taken. But I don't know, yo. It just feels weird. Like, I mean, I don't know. I think. What do you help me? What are they?
You ever see a nigga get beat up at a pool party for pushing a nigga in a pool?
Point taken. Yeah, I mean, and yeah, I've seen.
It wasn't that serious, but the nigga that pushed him in the pool, I didn't like you already.
I've seen niggas that have gotten damn near their ass beat, at least online, for trying to do a prank. So yeah, point is taken. What you think is funny ain't funny to me, motherfucker. I get it. You know what I'm saying?
Especially if we ain't cool right now.
And let me ask you something, Vince.
Like
have you ever took somebody to a game that was not a fan of the team you was rooting for?
Yeah, I went to this game in Atlanta with this dude named Solo. We went to see the Braves.
No, I said who don't like the team that you rooting for.
Oh, okay.
Well, I took a chick to a college football game, and all she did was talk about how dumb and archaic football was the whole time. And I was like, bitch, why did I bring you?
Yeah, what the hell? That was dumb. Yeah, I can understand that. What are they saying?
Yes, Solo. He has been to a game. I went to a game with the nigga, and I don't care too much about for the Cardinals. And I'll be like, I don't mind sitting there being like, yo, your team is. Nigga,
did that?
We watched that. We sit like, yeah, nigga. Yes,
because they don't go together. I don't have to fucking be mindful of your feelings, nigga. We not dating, and I don't want to get no coochie later. Like you realize that's the only reason why niggas are mindful of women's feelings. Because we want to get some coochie later and women like to hold on to shit.
They do.
They do.
Yeah.
And they do.
Yeah, you made me mad earlier. I ain't giving you no pussy.
And to your
Like,
point,
I made you mad when I said Tyler Perry movies are whack. When I said Beyonce sang the same song over and over again, that pissed you off.
Those things happen.
Yeah.
Don't open up the door about Kanye and feelings about Drake and like it can go ugly.
So if motherfuckers can get that crazy about their favorite music artists, you think motherfuckers ain't that crazy about a team that's existed?
Oh hell yeah! I've seen it in New York. They real about that team, boy. They real about it.
The problem with that's with that scenario, Ron, is that that's something that happens sporadically, right? Oh shit, we talk about Kanye. I didn't know you felt that way. They both put on Mets and Yankees jerseys, purchased tickets to a Yankees game at Yankee Stadium, and they proceeded to go. And it looks like they bleachers creatures. Look around him. There's no other Mets. He's the only Met in that area, and he's mad that his girl is a proud Yankees fan that is beating the shit out of the Mets in that moment. I just feel
it's not that she's a proud Yankees fan. It's that she right here in his ear. Gloating.
You do that, friend.
Okay. What is the number one rule in all of sports? Is for each athlete to exhibit what?
Some sportsmanship.
Good sportsmanship. What is the number one penalty that every athlete gets?
We just showed you.
I'm making a larger point. I'm making a larger point. What is the most frequent penalty that motherfuckers get charged with?
In what sport?
In any sport.
Unsportsmanship.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, taunting, things of that nature. So these are the niggas that are actually playing the fucking game. That are actually getting the millions, actually getting the trophies, actually getting the rings. And if they get fined and ejected from games for being all in the nigga's ear and all in the nigga's face and dancing too long and celebrating too hard, how is a motherfucker supposed to feel about two people that's watching the game? And the nigga all in your ear like they the ones that just fucking scored. That's why y'all suck. Y'all ain't shit. It's like, hey, flag on the fucking play, ho. Unsportsmanlike conduct.
I said, and to this look, and to this guy, to this particular specific couple, to the point that Black Ron made earlier, this is not just about baseball. Clearly, he has an act. Clearly, if you look at his body language, if you look at his body language, he already got an attitude. Yeah, he probably didn't get no pussy last night.
Hell no.
He probably mad that he didn't get no pussy last night, and now he got to listen to her sit there and talk. Look, when you look at how he reacts, when you see how him reacting, this could have been, if they weren't around all them people, I get the feeling that he would have choked her. He would have put his hands on her. I get the feeling
he got his hands folded. He got his arms folded so he can keep it to himself.
Yeah. I got a feeling that look, I don't give a fuck. But then watch why he changes. He changes right here. Look at that.
Bitch, you got one more time.
I bet you what he said was
he went from I don't care to I. I bet you what he said. The conversation over. All right.
Look, I bet you what he said was because she was like, don't get mad because we beating your ass. He's like, I'll beat your ass. How about that? Yeah. How about that? Now what? I'll beat your ass. Now what? Exactly.
He said, how about I beat your ass?
Okay, can you tell me, Ty, what you think he's saying for real? What are the lips? Read the lips.
I don't care. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, but I'll beat your ass though.
You want to
exactly.
Over a game.
Exactly.
That's the type of shit you always want to do.
Yeah, you can't do shit. Whatever, bitch.
And if you notice, her body language changed too. It went from joking to damn. It's like that. You gonna take it there?
Yeah.
Damn, she realized she went too far.
Look at this shit. Like that smile left immediately. That like she's like, yeah.
Ron, what you
Felipe, you going to jail? You put your hands on me.
read the lips, Ron. Read the lips. Oh, sure. Hold on. Solo got some. Go ahead,
Hey
Solo. What you
man,
saying?
hey, he's sitting there telling him, "Oh, you gonna lose the game? You gonna lose the game now? We whoop you, bitch! I whoop your ass. You one more time. You say that shit again. You gonna whoop me, Tyrone? You gonna beat me over a goddamn game? That's what you always want to do is whooping the nigga game. The nigga down in the bottom telling you, you need to whoop her ass. No. I'm gonna whoop her ass when I get in the parking lot. That's what he's saying. I'm gonna whoop her ass when I get in the parking lot. And she couldn't. I guarantee you. Let me say something real quick. Y'all can say what y'all want to say. But I would have got Cassie pregnant too. Anyway,
oh my God.
All I'm saying is she, man.
See, bro, you can't be saying shit like that with a wife and a son, because that's some I'll fuck anything with a heartbeat rhetoric that you talking about right now. I don't fuck bitches with spots in their mouth and sores on their tongue, nigga.
What, she got spots on her mouth?
Yeah, you ain't been listening, boy. Multiple urinary tract infections, having sex while on the urinary tract infection, asking that the niggas that come over and fuck her show clean paperwork while giving them burning pussy.
Damn, really?
That's yeah, but you would have jumped in that raw and got her pregnant though.
No, I can't really jump in nothing no more.
And more
like
like
barely jump anything home. So
all right, Ron, do you have any
my testosterone is went low. I need to get me some
yeah. Y'all boys better read the whole goddamn the comings and findings and discoveries of this goddamn trial. Anyway, I believe that the whole cover needs to get ripped off of all of this shit. They don't need to be one at a time in us with all of these nasty niggas that we've given our allegiance, support, and financial contributions to. These niggas that we've held up and turned into stars and perennial figures and community leaders and public motherfucking moguls. Rip the cover off all this shit. Tell the truth about all these niggas. Any nigga that's ever made you feel uncomfortable at the workplace. Any nigga that's ever pushed up on you, touched you on places on your body that was sexual in nature and used his status and shit to get away with the shit. Rip the cover off all this shit. All these perverts that like to fuck around and molest and mistreat children. Rip the cover off all this shit. All these niggas that like to get hoes drunk and high against their will and then take coochie from them and they not able to give consent. Rip the cover off all this shit. Rip the cover off all the women that do that shit to other women. Let's tell the truth about every motherfucking thing so that we can go ahead and cure what the fuck is ailing our fucking community. Secrets are killing us. And we've been taught as a people to keep sweeping shit under the fucking rug. So much so that now it's a hump in the middle of the goddamn floor. And it's so noticeable now that people are having to walk around it. I say we rip the goddamn rug back and sweep this shit up for real, for real.
Rip it good.
Anyway, come see me in San Antonio on June the 6th. That's a Friday.
June the 6th.
And come see me Thursday, June the 19th in Chicago. San Antonio, I'm at Upstage Comedy Lounge. And Chicago, I'm at Riddle's Comedy Club. Follow me on all things social. BLAQ is how you spell my name. Comedian Black Ron on everything. Black Ron on all Google and search engines. And on Christian Mingle, I'm Deacon Longstroke. You can follow me. Amen.
That's right. That's right.
We all got one like that. All right, well, listen, man. I think it is a good time to start rapping. I think today has been
time to wrap it up.
Extremely educational, instrumental.
Let's just you with Kev.
Inspirational, all that education. Shout out to Ty. He had to get up out of here real quick. Big up to Black Ron for not only getting here early, but of course bringing the saucepan, all right, and doing his thing as he cooks. My homeboy Solo, of course, pull up on time in HD. I see a homeboy.
Thank you, sir. I like the way that shining back there, that ball back there shining, man.
Yeah, look like you got a good idea coming around your way, something like that.
Yeah,
but yeah, man, let's go ahead and keep this thing going. Real quick, shout out to those that did watch the whole. I want to shout out one of Ron's followers, Bahia Romani, I believe it is. Bahia, your homegirl, stuck around for the whole broadcast. So I just got to give you real quick flowers for being engaging for this entire time. We've been on here for a few. Cooking with Black Ron, and yeah, so you make sure you hit her up and tell her what's happening. As far as this goes, guys, we do this on Tuesdays. So if you could go ahead, make sure you set that notification on Black Ron's IG. If that's where you're watching this, if you're watching on my YouTube, then hit that notification. We're gonna pull up and do this on a weekly basis. And next week, who knows? We might have some new information from the NBA after these conference finals.
That's right.
And then we'll be able to cash in on that grams that my homeboy Solo.
Yeah. J So, Unc need that $15 at you, baby. Solo, I'm gonna need them $7 grand.
Yeah. Well, listen, I got you. Don't worry about me. I know if my boy's gonna make it or not. If not, I will cash you right immediately.
Order it from Zen Bros and mail it to me. Yep.
So,
hey, you know you're in Texas, so I literally can mail you that. Like,
I know. Ain't God good? Isn't God wonderful?
It will come to your house.
Amen.
It will come to your house. Yeah. But let me just say this real quick. I'm Solo Jones. You can find me at Go Solo Jones. That's on Instagram and all types of shit. And I myself have no goddamn shows at all. But hey, it is what it is. Because I'm not booking my black ass. But anyway, but I would like to say we are coming up with our own. We have our own TV show that I am producing. It is called Judge Ratchet. It is a improv sketch show with me and my boy Bo Peep. It airs, not airs, but it is being filmed June 5th at Uptown Comedy Club at 3 p.m. These tickets are free admission, so y'all can all come on out, and it's going to be one of the best improv court show that you have ever seen. So please come on out. You can get your reservations and everything at uptowncomedyclub.com. That's uptowncomedyclub.com. So check it out. And yeah, that's what we got going on.
Oh man, go ahead, Solo. Get that promo on, man. Appreciate it, man. And definitely pull up, follow Solo, follow everybody. And on the way out, just make sure if y'all aspiring to be folks, looking for goals to aspire to be more like the Knicks, who nobody was expecting to get this far this year. It came out the right way and hopefully might even go a little further. At least get some inspiration. Do not be like Robert Griffin III.
Fuck that nigga. And his white bitch. Let's just remember, folks. Do not be like this. Ryan Clark gonna slap the shit out of you.
I do believe that in real life.
Slap the shit out of you.
Oh, that nigga's gonna be on his P's and Q's if ever they cross each other in real life. Ryan Clark got a scar that go under his eye and around his jawbone. I mean, around his cheekbone. Yep. That's a nigga who's gonna take off first. Robert Lee better not even look at Ryan too tough.
He won't.
But Ryan be like, well, what's up then, nigga? And they gonna get right to it. Yeah, Robert, you better keep it cute. You better stay over there where it's safe with your wife.
And not to mention, Ryan got the power of the ancestors behind him as well. So yeah, bro, it ain't gonna look too good, Mr. Roberts, with the hard R. Anyway, you go ahead and think on that, ponder out with your milk of magnesia. But we, the Stand Up Sports Bar, gonna be out back.
Two-time white wifer.
Yeah, Robert, with your mayonnaise sitting in the chair. You can get the fuck up out of here with that shit, man.
All right, goddamn
everybody. We gone.
Bump it, please.